Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is Iyanda Siraj, the Eclectic High Priestess. I am so grateful to be sharing this space with you today, whether you are a new viewer or you are returning. Thank you so much for trusting this space and coming back to support this channel. If you've been here before and you haven't already, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button so that you are aware of uploads. Subscribe and then the notifications button for sure, right? So today we're going to do a pick a card um reunion with selves. Okay, reunion with your selves. Now everybody don't believe in this, okay, but if you're here on this video, I'm just going to trust that you were drawn to it and that the messages are going to align with you, that you're going to have a resonating message here. Okay, so what do I mean with your selves? Okay, we have a past self that we're going to talk to today, our parallel self. Now that can mean that just you and your higher self having an awareness of what you're doing here, which is kind of cool. Or it can be a you in an alternate reality or an alternate timeline, and how those energies are manifesting in your life right now. Okay, so then we have your future self, who will be bringing some messages through. I have some pre-selected cards here, but then we will build up on those that come through. So you have 5 choices. Each choice will go through past, present, and future, or past, parallel, and future. So I think that's everything. Let's get started. For group 1, you have the rose quartz here. Group 2, you have this master healer, or golden healer, some people call it, crystal sphere. Group 3, you have azurite. Group 4, you have honey calcite. Honey calcite. And group 5, you have black tourmaline. Polished one. All right, so let's get moving. Let's get moving. 4, 3, 2. Okay, so for group 1, if you picked group 1, we are going to look at your past selves messages for you first. And for the past self messages, we're using cards from the Anubis Oracle and the Isis Oracle decks. Okay, very significant since they both deal with the underworld, your darkness, traveling through yourselves in essence to reclaim fragments, and then to re-emerge, to rebirth yourself out into the world. So let's see what Isis and Anubis have for you. Group 1. All right, Isis is coming through with the message of scales of balance. Ancient Tantra of the soul. I love it. Let's see what Anubis has to add. Entering the mystery. And Capera. Okay, so we have in entering the mystery, Dove, Nekbet, Mother Mut, Nephthys, and Isis. So that's a group. That's a group of women. That's family women, okay? This past self is telling you about a relationship between a mother and 2 sisters, okay? I feel this is balancing out. This is what Isis is coming to say with her message, is that there is a dynamic, cycles of change represented with Capera, okay? So if you are thinking about a situation from the past, okay, from the past with yourself and other women in your family, particularly a mother and daughters, because Mut is the mother of Nephthys and Isis. Okay, so I do feel like there's a purification that's coming through in this situation, represented by the dove on the entering the mystery card. Okay, I also feel as if Compare is talking about this whole situation being divinely guided. Okay, it's not something that you it may be something that has been worrying you and causing you to reflect and to think about how you played into the situation, how others played into the situation. But this is a situation that was meant to go in so many different directions, so that every avenue could be expressed and experienced. Okay, so I do love this message from your past self. It feels as if this is balancing out currently in your present. but it feels as if you planted the seeds back then. It may be that you try to make a certain connection. So it's like maybe you attempted to do something. Now, whoever you show up as, whether it's Isis, Nephthys, or the Mother Vulture, okay, Mother Moot, there's a situation here that dead things or the things of the past do have significance. Okay, so perhaps you're healing something, some type of dynamic where reflecting on the past or addressing past things is seen as a negative. Okay, or it comes off as like maybe being stuck in the past and obsessed about situations, when the reality is that those things manifest also in different ways in your present, and so it takes you back to those things often. Okay, I enjoy this information. I think that there's something here about you teaching this through your own action, through your own kind of surrender to the process of this healing. I mean, we do have a 1 to a 10 here. Like it's literally like a cycle is completed and all things are coming back to balance. I'm hearing the dust is settling. Okay. So whatever is happening in this situation, I'm being told to tell you that you can dance the dance. Like you can celebrate here. Greetings, kiss JG. You can dance the dance and celebrate with an inner knowing, with an accepting that this thing has come to completion. Okay. Erica Badu was just talking about completion. She was explaining the phrase in her song. I went underwater with $3.06, and how people make fun of that, but it's saying that I went down to collect and come back up. Okay, and so I do feel as if there is a message about that, about digging into the past or digging into a hurt so that you can come back up. And so it's not a spiral dance, really. Well, it's always a spiral dance, but hopefully we're spiraling up and not spiraling down. All right, so let's clarify this message for your past self. Okay, we have the King of Swords in reverse, okay, clarifying the scales of balance. So I do feel as if maybe in the past there was some sense of power struggle, okay? I do feel like there could have even been lacking integrity, okay, of whoever was in this situation. We have 3 people mentioned here. So there could have been something about like someone who feels that they have the right to authority over a situation. Now, as a mother, that would make sense. So since we are talking about the mother dynamic, you could be healing a dynamic where you had some type of super heavy authoritarian energy over you when you were growing up. I think that even attempts to feel close to you felt very cold, or felt like they were that they came with some type of price to pay almost. Okay, so I feel that in this situation, the cycle that you've closed is that you've learned to stand firm in your boundaries and not allow certain kind of pressures or controls over you. Okay, so I love this energy. Yes, my mom. Yeah, mothers love us so much. Sometimes they want to like direct what we're doing rather than kind of let it happen. But let's finish talking about what this has. I mean, we do have this. It's literally showing up here. So I appreciate this. I'm also picking up too that this doesn't have to be a mother, because in the physical form it can manifest male or female. And since the King of Swords is a masculine energy, then we can say that this is also an air sign father. So that would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius father who is showing up as well. Now, this could be something that's tied to. I'm hearing jealousy. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm seeing jealousy of a like father figure having jealousy towards the relationship that the women had together. Okay, so it's something about like what the women were able to have and cultivate. There was a sense of jealousy because that masculine energy couldn't dominate. So I do feel both of those messages are coming up here for this group. Okay, so let's clarify entering the mystery. Okay, yeah. So you could have a personality. This is it Neptune or Uranus? It's the Fool in reverse, and I think it's Uranus energy. But anyway, this tells me that you have a very impulsive way about yourself, meaning that you tend to just kind of do what feels good to you, but this is something that you have had to cultivate for yourself, because you had to break out of the pattern of allowing yourself to be held back or being controlled, okay, not having faith in yourself because of whatever things that you've been taught about living life or what life is about, that type of thing. I'm also feeling like too, if you are forgiveness here, there's going to be some explanation or maybe some type of meeting of the minds that allows the information to be put out into the space. Okay, I think that this is going to help you restore faith in yourself, because you'll realize that the perception that you've held, well, I'm hearing that you will understand, you will realize that it's false, or it'll be validated. Okay, so whatever that means for you, you'll find that it's validated or it's false, and either way, it's going to free you from this whole thing. Okay, it's going to free you from this whole thing. Let's clarify Capera. Capera. Okay, yeah, see, yeah, so this might not be a comfortable situation, because we do have the Fool in reverse, which means that there's something about like maybe like rushed things or things that were done in haste, or um, without thinking too much, without thinking enough about what was going to take place. Then you have the Star in reverse here, clarifying Capera. So this is telling me that there may be a sense of maybe, not maybe, I just think that something that you gave up on. I don't think that you've been seeking to heal this part or seeking to mend this dynamic necessarily, because it feels like you may have been kind of giving up. Okay, because the Star in reverse would say that there's a sense of despair about whether or not a situation is going to be able to be healed. All right, and then you have the energy of kind of like just I just, like I said, like lack of inspiration, lack of faith to do this. Either way, it was a surrendering. You had to surrender, and so maybe these feelings allowed you to just kind of let go of the situation, and then something happens. I mean, the universe takes control. Okay, cycles of change, planetary guardian, so powers to be then are able to put their hands in and move things the way that they're supposed to be, because maybe you're not trying to control it as much. Okay, on the bottom of the deck here, you do have the Empress, so that is mother energy. So there's our clarification. So it does feel like big mother energy here for the past self. Okay, mothering energy, but we did have the Father showing up too. Either way, it was more of like authoritative energy and control over you in your life. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify these one more time to see what further information. Okay, so we have the Scorpio card showing up here. So as far as timing is concerned, this feels like this is something either you are finding completion now, or within the next 3 to 6 months, you will see that this is finally all cleared up. Okay, now you could be a Scorpio, or have a lot of things in your chart that are ruled by Pluto. Okay, I'm picking up, but either way, this is showing up as the Death card. So things have been released, things are being offloaded. I think that this chapter is definitely closing. We have Capera here, was a number 10. So then Scorpio showing up as the Death card is also an ending. Okay, that's transformation and rebirth into something new. Okay, I also feel as if there was some indication about like psychological imbalances, because the Scorpio card can talk about like mental health a little bit, just the way that you process thoughts and emotions in general. Okay, so I do feel as if there is a sense of perception about the way that you do things. Okay, about the way you live your life, about the way that you view things. Okay, so perhaps there were people who were kind of concerned about you. They could have been concerned, or they could have pretended to be concerned. It just all depends on your situation. But what I'm picking up is that there was genuine concern to some extent, but there was just a lack of understanding. Okay, a lack of wisdom, a lack of knowledge about what was going on. Okay, so let's see what entering the mystery. Okay, yeah, this is a man showing up. Okay, this is a man showing up. So this could indicate that there was some type of control or some type of like interference in a relationship that you were in, or there could have been some type of influence from a masculine in your environment. Okay, with the divine feminine showing up, the Empress showing up at the bottom of the deck there, I do feel like this could have been a very highly spiritual connection that maybe what it looked like to other people didn't make sense. It seems like there was some understanding in the situation by you or by your partner about what this was, but maybe you two were even a little like, I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying? Trying to understand the dynamic, it feels like. So because it's clarifying, entering the mystery, it makes sense that there was some, that that not everybody had a clear picture. Even you, I feel like you even just like didn't really have a clear picture, even though you had some type of inner knowing. Okay. Um, yeah, so it just feels like maybe people thought you were rushing. Maybe they thought that there was no promise here. And so again, it seems kind of controlling and dominating, but again, it's like rooted in some type of expression of care and love. Okay, so let's just try to be compassionate with our loved ones and how they express themselves, because you know, you know, it can be difficult to just try to stop and understand why this person is expressing their concern this way, and and for you guys it's going to be different. For everybody, it's going to be different, right? So let's look at the compare card and the star card in reverse. We have balance. Okay, so Isis is, she started the message and she's closing the message. Okay, she's saying that right now is a time of just centering yourself, grounding yourself after all of the change that's happened in this cycle. um Okay, yeah. I'm hearing that this cycle could be like, I know the Scorpio card is 3 to 6 months, but for whatever reason, this feels as if this could have been going on for like 3 to 6 years. Okay. So that this is something that like was alive and then it died, maybe because of lack of faith, whatever the situation is. But it feels like that could be another time frame for you guys. This is complete. I feel like something is coming to balance the scales for you, and you're going to be, oh yeah, okay. So on the bottom of the deck here, there's a lot of addictions, emotional baggage, and things like that. So it looks like that cycle of clearing all of those things up is finally coming to an end for you. Okay. All right. So that's your past self message. Let's look at your parallel self. Wow. Okay. Your parallel self is showing up as, it's not that deep. Okay. All right. So this is obviously multiple messages here. Okay. See, 3 years. Okay, perfect. Um, it says it's not that deep. Okay, so two things. One, this doesn't have to be dug up anymore. That's what I'm hearing. It doesn't have to be dug up anymore, and you don't have to swim into those crevices anymore if you don't ever want to. Okay, that's what they mean when they say this is complete. That it's not something, not that you'll never see its influence, but that you'll never have to go dive that deep again into it. Okay, you'll never have to experience that anymore. I'm also hearing an indication like that this is a criticism from some people around you. And this is also something that you've dealt with. This is something that you've dealt with across timelines, of people not under. This is something I just posted about, so it's kind of ironic that it's coming back up. But people not understanding, like the expansiveness of something, but that you're explaining or that you're expressing, or the deepness of something. Like it's like they don't have the understanding of it, so it's strange. And this, like I said, this is an energy that's been playing out for sure, and that's been in communication for between me and my soul group. So it definitely resonates. Now, with the it's not that deep, like I said, this is not something that you have to keep digging deep, digging. It's like, but it's totally up to you. It's like it's up to you, because we do see the infinity symbol here. So I'm saying it's like you can stay in a loop, I guess, if you want to, but it is okay to go ahead and move past this. There's a lot of healing that's going to take place by just getting this validation today. Like, yes, it's okay for you to move past this. You don't have to battle it anymore. Okay, you're not giving up. It's actually complete. Okay. That's a beautiful message. I feel like that in your alternate reality or in your parallel self, you are doing some type of I feel like you guys helped each other, like coached. They've been coaching you through this, um so that you, like, I don't know, it's like they've been keeping you afloat. They've been your floaty. All right, so it's almost like when you were kind of like pulling down, this parallel self was like just kind of like just pushing you back up to the surface, like pushing you back up to the surface and pushing you back up to the surface. um Okay. I think that you understand the meaning. This alternate self is like a philosopher or something like that. It's because I'm getting this energy of that you guys communicate and you get understanding of like everyday things from this person, from yourself in the parallel reality. Okay, it's saying that every day you have the choice to go down the rabbit hole with this personality. And so yeah, so I feel like they feed you like layers of meaning for things, and sometimes when you're communicating that out to people, it's just like it's confusing, and sometimes it seems like maybe you're a little like, crazy. Okay, so this parallel self is definitely like just trying to help you kind of just balance out, and like this person wants to be able to have a continuous communication with you. So if you want to see this as your higher self, it's saying that this connection, maybe you just need to give it some more attention when you're in private, because it feels like when you get amongst people and you really just like want to share all of it, it's not as easily received, and not because the people don't want to receive it, but just because it's not easy to receive. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's a message about just kind of like understanding that you are definitely cycling multiple layers of information, and sometimes people are just thinking, yo, it's not that deep, like it's just a chicken sandwich. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think people are really just kind of like, why does everything have to be like a rabbit hole for you? So, but this is, I feel like, if you are a Scorpio, this is where you are, this is where you enjoy being. You enjoy the unknown, entering the mystery, right? You enjoy that. And for some reason, I feel like you're finally accepting this aspect of yourself because it has been criticized for some time, perhaps. So kudos to you for getting to this place of closing out that cycle and just kind of like letting yourself be, you know what I'm saying? Letting yourself be comfortable with your like weirdness or your uniqueness, I guess is what I want to say. So now let's look at your future self here. Let's see what the future self has for you, because I don't think the parallel self needs to be clarified. It's just like that message was very good. Okay, so with the future self, it's a time to give rather than take. Excuse me. New moon in Virgo. Okay. Oh, show Virgo twice. So Virgo, I analyze. Look at that. So again, your future self is saying, wow, 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 wow. Okay, look, right now they want you to share some of this wisdom that you've gained. I think too, there's a certain like caring for others that Virgo has, and it's not necessarily like, it is nurturing, but it's nurturing in a way that they need to know that they're helping you get from one place to another. It's like they kind of get something from that. Now the future self is also speaking to you about the same situation that your parallel self is talking to you about. But I think that they're saying that in the future, the reason you need to go to these things and accept your perspectives and things like that is because in the future you will be sharing this. You will be sharing your analysis of certain thought processes and certain concepts. Okay, it's like your unique perspective will be sought after in the future. So they're saying get more comfortable. I'm also hearing that you need to like write down your notes and jot down your thought processes, because there is an element of being able to really really answer like humanity's questions about certain things, right? And this is just if you let yourself go down this path. Of course, I think in any field that you fall into, they're saying that you're going to have that same energy there, where as long as you're giving, well, it's like you'll be sharing this information and you won't be necessarily downloading. I feel like this whole cycle was like you taking in a lot of information. This new cycle is more like you giving it. And so maybe this could also be kind of like just like a forewarning that you may not feel as close to your spirit guide. I don't know why I did that. Okay, whatever, y'all. But you may not feel as close to your spirit guides, and it's not because they're not there. It's just because now you're in a position of kind of moving with more authority over your spiritual practice and over your spiritual self, that the less interference is best. Okay. But they're there if you want to call on them, of course. All right. All right. So I'm also feeling like, yeah, like I say, the way that you see things is valued in the future. Um, I really want you to know that you are helping so many people, And in the future, you will be even like rewarded. You will be rewarded and kind of like, I say rewarded, but awarded honors because of this. All right. It'll be a whole thing. Okay. So let's kind of clarify these future self messages. Let's clarify a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Ace of Cups. Yeah. Yeah. And planning and execution, of course. So you went through these things and you've experienced these things to cultivate your own school of thought. Like now you just probably need to organize it, right, at this point. But it will be organized over time, so don't rush yourself. It will be a thing. You don't have to rush it. That time frame of 3 to 6 years could probably come up again here in this space, right? But we'll see what happens. So with the Ace of Cups and the Two of Coins in reverse, okay, so this means that there is a little bit of scattered thoughts on this because you're not sure, you don't know. They're telling you that it's okay that you feel a little scattered. Just take some time every day to clarify your thought. You know what I mean? Like if that means you need to write something down or just speak, rap, or whatever you do to kind of like get things out that you need to get out. They're saying that you need to do that more so that the things that are left, you'll see, they'll you'll see it. Your future self is also warning you that, overwhelm is going to be a feeling of overwhelm is going to take place on this journey. They don't want you to drop the ball or put it down. If you need help, ask for help. Okay. Because this really does rely on you. So your future self is saying, we rely on you to continue the way you've been continuing, which is kind of like soldiering through, right? We ask that you just keep doing it. It's gonna be worth it, right? They say that, and not just worth it for yourself, but the vision that you have of helping people heal and overcome these same things, it will happen. Okay. Now with the Ace of Cups here, from your future self is also telling you that there is some planning taking place. Perhaps there's a reunion on the cusp, right? For this group, who knows? But it feels like this, whatever this union was, the universe may be bringing it back together. Now that a lot of healing has taken place in the situation. Okay. So I feel as if there is some cleanup that has happened and this new offer is coming, but just know that it may not be as put together as you have come to believe it would be when it came back. So I know that if you're here, you've probably watched more than one tarot reading about a romantic connection, and it's probably been, oh, they're coming back, and this is how they're coming back. So the message from your future self is prepare yourself for something to be a little rough around the edges. Okay. Not in shambles, but just not polished just yet. Okay. Not polished just yet. All right. So what do we have for the entering the mystery card here? I mean, not entering the mystery, but the Virgo card. Eight of Wands. Okay. So yeah, I feel like your communication, like I said, the communication is I'm hearing that in the near future, in a very short time, you will be getting some type of opportunity, okay, to travel. Okay. So something that you feel like, okay, wait, the information on how to organize this and how to pull this forward is coming through. Now, your future self wants you to know that you're going to get the information and you need to act. It's going to be really quick in a short timeline. So they're saying don't hesitate and don't hold back. Don't stall. Okay. They really want you to be focused on this. All right. When it comes through, right? Be focused. Yeah. Okay. So there's a sense of, with the whole past thing that's there is indication that you could still be wrapped up in something that has closed now, that family stuff that we were talking about earlier. They're urging you to not allow the whatever emotional stir-ups take place to distract you. Okay. It's complete. Okay. That's what I'm hearing. It's complete. All right. It's complete. You don't have to worry. It's complete. Because I get a feeling that somebody feels obligated to be in a place, working on something, doing something. That's kind of the energy I feel. And so it's complete. It's complete. Okay, yeah. So this love offer that is coming back around for you, your future self wants you to know that it's stable and sturdy. The anchor is here. It's here to stay. In essence, it's here to stay. Now it's going to be steady progress. Okay, it's going to take for you to even ground yourself and commit to doing the work that it's going to take to cultivate this relationship. Okay, all right. So let's see. What does the I analyze card want to say? House. Okay. Okay. Let's go then. Okay. So I feel like this is definitely something. Now, this could totally be a marriage because I feel like there's a sense of like people putting down roots. Okay. Um, your future self wants you to know that you don't have to use the pain of the past to stall anymore, that you don't have to kind of like push off your happiness anymore because you can trust it now. I get this feeling of like being afraid to love, okay, because of things that have taken place in the background or in the family, even because the house would indicate roots and family as well. So again, Virgo is showing up, Virgo, 3 times in one reading from 3 different decks. 3 different times, 3 different decks. Yo, okay, Virgo wants to be known that the Virgo is here. So what do we have? A year or more from now during the summer. That this communication could, okay, so I'm seeing that communication to a year from now is like, that's how it's basically a year to where you really feel grounded and promising in that, but it's like a process, so you just have to be willing to go through it. I also feel as if there is a message about a lot of transformation. The future self is telling you that you're going to realize that a lot of changes have taken place if you are just present. You'll be present. If you're present, then the information will be good for you. You'll know that it's yours. Okay. You won't have to question it because you're paying attention. All right. Let's get one card for guidance, and we're going to close your message. That was good. 30 minutes. Okay. Regeneration. Yeah. So that relationship is definitely regenerating. Okay, but do you see the state that it's in? And you see the state that it's in is being burned, and now it's finally like sprouting new life. So this is what the future self was telling you, and almost like warning you and giving you like a little foresight on is that this is gonna grow back into a fully grown tree. It's gonna have all the blooms. It's gonna see some other plants in the nearby area. It's gonna do a whole lot. But this is the state. The floor is still hot with lava. There's gonna be still a lot of tense situations, okay, but you have the strength and fortitude. You have the emotional maturity to now process these situations if you didn't have it before. Okay, I feel as if both of you, this is also a 10. So so something's gotten burned down to the ground, but now the soil is being re-nourished, and there's rain with everybody's emotions just being cleared out. And then, life is growing. So I think that this is beautiful. Spirit really wants you to know that life is going to regrow from this situation. It's going to be growing all the way from a seed again, but it's growing, okay, from this little burnt twig, right? So I appreciate that message. Oh, wow. See, milk and honey. Yeah. They're saying trust it, trust it, trust it. Okay. When it comes back around, just trust. All right. So that's group one. Group one. Um, okay. Let's move on to group two. I need to figure out which one was group two. Y'all don't mind me. I'm gonna figure it out. I think it was this one, the Master Healer. Okay, so let's hit it up. Come on, Master Healer. The Master Healer, it sounds like that. So Master Healer, I always think of like Hilarion or Jesus, even when I think of a master healer. I also think of like people like Dr. Sebi or Queen Afua and just you know what? I'm also thinking about Bob Ross. Like master healer is just someone who connected people, who had solutions for people, and it didn't even have to come in like a super official way. Bob Ross was a painter, but if you remember watching him back in the day, you remember a lot of like lessons that he gave us, a lot of ideas that he gave you to think about, okay, when it came to your own self and your family, your friends, okay? So shout out to the homies, shout out to the homies. Okay, so Group two. Let's look at your past self and see what messages are here. Isis, life restored. Okay. She always coming through with that. It says priestess of the phoenix. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love it. Okay. So let's see. Oh, Isis. Okay. She here. Look, they here. Now, all of these cards, when y'all see that these deck of cards is not like that. Their names are not on every single one. So I just need y'all to know that. Okay. So we have Isis here. So definitely communicating with us right now. And then sacred purpose. All right. Past self. I want to hear that, in a past life. Okay. So we'll talk about your like past self in this life, but in your past life, you really, really, really like served. Maybe you served in the court of Isis. Maybe you were a master healer. Maybe you were an herbalist. Okay. Maybe that's why all those people came up in the beginning, because that didn't happen with the first group. So with life restored, maybe you have the ability to help people live a long life. Perhaps you're in fitness or health and nutrition. You could even be just in magic and ritual, and you like, hey, I can help you stay young, okay? Whatever your thing is. But this is your sacred purpose. And I want to tell you that you reclaim this. You have now reclaimed this from your past life, okay? This has now come into this life with you, okay? Now, with the priestess of the phoenix, it's a rising up, okay? So this thing is being rebirthed, it's reignited, okay, in you. After some things had to be worked through, you kind of had to like break yourself out of a few things, work through some things that were tied to this lifetime. And then you're now stepping into kind of like the embodiment of Isis, okay? I love it. Sacred purpose here would just tell me that you have, what is it? I'm sorry, let me go back. Isis, Holy Queen, Mother of us all, embodied manifestation of love. Okay, I love that. I love that. Okay, so your past self is telling you that the heart that you have to help other people, it's actually it's a gift from a past life, because you understand life, death, light, dark. You understand this so well. It gives you a big heart. It gives you a greater sense of compassion and ability to forgive, even if you have to play some stuff. But it's like it just the ability to forgive and the ability to show compassion is really big because of the things that you have seen and the understandings that you've gained from just learning about life and death. Okay, from cycles. Okay, so love. I also feel with this, it's like you now are having more faith in yourself in order to step into this role, and that's why you're able to get it. I mean, that's why you're being crowned and able to step into the full glory of what it means to be walking in this purpose. You'll see that I feel your past self is saying that you really did some good work. Like you really what is like it's like you brought yourself back to life. You brought yourself back to life in order to fulfill this purpose. In sacred purpose, it says we have Ta, which is another god that does kind of like between the worlds. Okay, you have Nut, Geb, and Anubis. So there is that whole dynamic of now maybe you also are bringing a gift from your past of being able to walk between the worlds. Okay, Isis is the number 3 here, which talks about the divine feminine, but it's also a number of communication and teamwork with spirit. So I do feel as if perhaps you are channeling, okay, as well. So that could be awesome. They're saying that it took you some time to get here to accept these things, but they are really proud of you. They're really proud of you for getting to this place. Not everybody sticks it out. Okay, some people dip the toe in and they're like, okay, I know enough, thanks, peace. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, and I'll take that with me through life. But other people are devoted, and they're saying that they appreciate your devotion to this process. Okay, your past self is saying you've done great. Okay, it said you was barking up every tree. Whether you thought it was the wrong one or the right one, you barked up it anyway. Okay, I love it. Okay, so let's clarify the life restored card for group 2. So yeah, I feel like even like it's like a shamanic or a shaman in general, because it feels as if there's a blend of like herbalism and the Kabbalah. I see here, I see astrology, I see mediumship, I see everything in this card. Okay, so there's definitely something here about you have awakened all of these gifts or are in the journey of awakening these gifts, and your past self is like, hey, we just want you to know that this is really you. If you have any questions, yeah, that was you who did that. Yes. Okay. So they're just like reassuring you as you go through this process that you don't have to doubt yourself if you are like coming through it or coming to it. Okay. So let's clarify life restored. Okay. Ace of coins. Love it. That an ace would always tell me that something good is beginning. Okay. So whatever this new life, you've accepted the gifts from the past life. And it says that this is about to buoy you. Okay, it's about to buoy you. It's going to add some richness to your life. Okay, I'm hearing it adds tools to your tool belt, which adds new jobs and cash to that bank. Okay, so that's what I'm actually hearing them talking to you about. So your stability, your ability to care for yourself, to provide for yourself, you are about to do that through this sacred purpose. Okay. All right. I feel also life restored, priestess of the phoenix. There is a new person, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, showing up here that could also be stepping in to play a role. They could be joining your court. Now, I use those right that time. They could be joining your court if you are embodiment of Isis. Okay. They're joining your court. And hope, and it looks like they're going to be a great addition. Okay. Because they're sent, they probably served with you in a past life as well. Okay. All right. So if you have doubted your abilities, okay, I think I said that and I really don't have to go back over it, but I'm going to say it in a nutshell. In this life, if you feel like you've doubted your abilities to do things, whether that's creative, whether it is herbalism or healing and things like that, if you've doubted your abilities, just know that you're about to get a surge of confidence. You need to lean into it. It's yours. Don't let anybody tell you where you're going. Don't do any of that. It's coming. So be ready to ground it and act with it. Okay. So it can sprout and grow. Okay. So clarifying the Isis card, we have the Four of Wands. Okay. I love it. You are grounding it. Now you're setting up pillars. I'm also hearing that, wow. I'm hearing something about altars. Okay. So, wow. This is wedding, party, celebration, lover returns. Okay. Anyway, all right. So the Isis card tells me that embodied manifestation of love, because you have embodied this love. Okay. So this something is happening. I'm telling y'all, something is happening. You stepped into your divine feminine energy or divine masculine energy, whichever you align with. You've stepped into your sacred purpose, is what it's saying. And now the things that you've desired for some time are on their way into you. In the past, you might have felt like you lacked. In the past, you felt like you lacked certain things while you were going through this. Maybe you felt like you felt alone and that you didn't have enough resources. And you're about to realize that all of that, like you're going to be taken back to those memories and those thoughts, is what I'm hearing. Or they're reminding you of that time, because you're about to be in a place where you're going to be so far removed from it. Okay. You're going to be so far removed from that. So it's almost as if they're just like, hey, you remember back when type of thing. Okay. Remember when you did all that hard work to manifest this? Remember when you planted all those seeds so that you don't tell yourself you're not deserving or that you're not able? Remember all that you invested to learn this, to go here and gather that experience. Remember how long it took you they're going down that aisle with you. Like, just remember that you worked for it and it's here. Okay. So we have the, what is this? The Knight of Wands. Okay. The Knight of Wands, is it upright? Okay. So this brings, okay, we do have two, some Aries energy showing up here. So we do have that again. This is talking about your confidence being boosted. The champion, the Knight of Wands. If in fact you do have somebody coming, this person in the past they swept you off your feet really easily. I feel like at the very beginning, both of you had a knowing that something was there for you. Okay, and I'm just putting that out there. It sounds a lot like number one. Come on, let's break these messages up a little bit. Now, if y'all all going into union, that's beautiful because there is a huge collective of people coming into union. I have noticed, so this makes sense. I'm just not one to be throwing out the false hope. Okay, y'all. So you'll know what it is for your situation because you have done this work. You'll know the truth for yourself. Okay, so yeah, I feel like a lot of travel is coming in the near future. And the past, I feel like the past is telling you a lot of responsibilities that you had to juggle by yourself. They all prepared you. They've been preparing you for this dynamic, and it was just hidden from you so that you would focus on learning the lesson or cultivating the skill. Okay. All right. So let's get another clarification here. All right. Aries. I said Aries energy was showing up. So there's definitely some Aries energy here. Within the next 7 days, there could be a development, okay, with an Aries from your past. It doesn't have to be a person, but it could be that there is some type of choice that you made or some type of business endeavor that you began in the past. And this could come back around, somehow. Because the Emperor card is here and it talks about being pioneering, being a leader. So it could be something being restored. Excuse me, a seed that you planted being restored. Yeah, that's what it is. Excuse me, you guys. All these burps because they're like, yeah, that's it. Okay. So clarifying Isis, we have Gemini. Okay. I do feel like there's definitely some it's gonna be the lovers is Gemini, but it's gonna require a lot of like flexibility for you, because there's gonna be some situations. Wow, you've been cultivating flexibility. You've been cultivating being able to take action on short notice. Okay, so these are things you've been cultivating, and this is going to come in handy in the future. They're telling you. Okay, clarify sacred purpose. Yeah, see tracks. It's like in the future, ahead of you. Is an indication of why you have to cultivate these gifts and talents, to develop this I think I can mentality down there. I think I can. So you really needed to be able to trust yourself, and that's why this all took place. Okay, that's why you were separated. If you were separated from a partner or something like that, yeah, you were separated so that you would have plenty of space to expand and cultivate whatever your new reality needed to be, which it appears was your sacred purpose in this life. Okay, your career, your talents, your skills, you needed to really align with them. Okay, Ashe. Okay, so for your parallel self, wow, okay, they're definitely talking to us about some love stuff right now. And this is interesting because it's kind of taking over the reading in my mind. Is it true? There is no other. Okay. So the love message that I'm getting right now in the parallel reality, you're doubting whether or not the person that you have in your spirit, in your mind, as a person that is for you, you're doubting it. Your parallel self is telling you that they're already actually in a relationship with this person, and they're just waiting for you to realize it. Okay. So, like, it's saying that, see how it's kind of like dink, like hitting the head and making like a vibration. It's like, wake up. Okay. So your parallel self is telling you that actually it's already manifested energetically, literally, like it already exists here. And so they're saying that you need to like stop doubting it in your own mind. All right. I do want to read this one for you guys. Sometimes I like to read them. Sometimes I don't need to, because they're talking about your vibration. Kind of is what I'm hearing, is that your vibration could be affecting a situation. Just the doubt, just letting doubt creep in here and there is just, it's so subtle, but it's making such a big impact, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Is it true? The ladybug's red and black exterior shell is not the wings, but rather the elytra or wing cases. Translucent and folded underneath the elytra, the true wings are unseen unless in flight. So it is with the human form and the soul. As long as the ego is attached to the illusion of personal identity, the meaning of this card will remain evasive. However, a mere amount a mere moment of experiencing the inherent unity of all things can inspire dramatic internal shifts. Okay, so what this is talking about is, one, a lot of pressure being put on yourself in the past about meeting an expectation. Okay, and then this is saying that all of that individualistic thinking was separating you from the truth of the fact that all of these things, and not just you studying, but your experience at the park, all of these things were unified and they were coming together to align you with your sacred purpose. So it's almost taking all of the responsibility off of you and saying that you have the task that you're doing and that you're guided to do. Some of the pressure you can release, okay? As if you can just tune into the fact that if you've been told it, then the universe is also helping you, that the physical environment, the people around you are also helping you to manifest this thing, okay? So I love that. I love that. Let's see. Let's get one card to clarify. Is it true? There is no other. The moon. Again, they're talking about things too. They said that the message of this would stay hidden from you if you weren't ready to receive it. Okay. If you hadn't stepped out of self yet and into divine purpose, you won't be able to receive this message. And so that's what the parallel itself is telling you, that just accept it, accept it as reality, accept it as true, so that it can physically manifest. Okay. Yeah, that's it. I'm not doing it again. So let's clarify parallel. Anything else for parallel? Oh yeah, Jupiter. It's bigger than you ever really expected. So maybe that's why you're doubting it. I'm picking up on something that this person, I'm hearing like out of your league. Okay. I'm hearing that somehow you're kind of like counting yourself out of something. And that's why I'm saying, is it true there is no other? So this could be a question of you just questioning, like, if you're ready for it, if you deserve it, like, who am I type of thing. But your parallel self is saying it's here, it's already been decided, it's already actually manifested, and you just don't see it yet. So it says this is definitely yours and it's good for you. Your fortune is about to turn, or is turning. It literally has turned into your favor, and they're just waiting for you to energetically catch up. Okay. So that's a beautiful message, because it's like, I feel like that's encouragement for sure, motivation to work at it, because if your parallel self is saying it already exists and that it's actually already being manifested, you just haven't seen proof of it yet. I mean, almost, I just feel like that would encourage me to really dig deep, right? Just, okay, let me just see what I can throw into it then, right? Okay, so now let's look at your future self and see what they have for you. Okay, Capricorn is showing up twice in your reading now, so that's maybe significant for you. It says, number 22. And then it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. Okay, so it's talking about, oh wow. Your future self is warning you, actually, on this group, warning you to beware of people with ulterior motive. Okay. It's warning you to protect your creations and your space. Okay. Um, your future self is also saying that there could be some stings, because there are small lessons, especially if you're moving into industries and things like that you're not, like, privy to, you don't have much information about, you don't know anything about it. It's saying that there could be some stings around how you deal with money, contracts, and things like that, institutions maybe. So it's saying, also, to release your worries about that as well, because even though it's going to present itself, you have the warning now, and you actually end up doing really well handling it. Okay. They're saying, don't try to pretend that you know everything. Okay. Your future self is saying that by asking for help and really using what you have around you, you will successfully reach, like, some type of, it seems like it's like a deal or contract or something, some type of setup that is honorable. But it seems as if they're telling you that it's okay, you're going to decide right, you're going to decide the right thing. um part of this is talking about the lesson of why you're doing the work in the first place. And I think having to come to the why throughout your journey is going to help you when it comes to offers coming in, and how to discern, what's truly in alignment with you, and what'll take you away from, like, your purpose. So Yeah, it said don't have any fears. Your future self is saying don't have any fears about making the right choice, because you're going to use everything at your disposal to make the decisions that you need to make, and they're going to take you to a good place. Okay, it's going to really help you manifest what it is you're trying to manifest. All right, so let's clarify Capricorn. I use number 22. Seven of Swords, looks are deceiving. Okay, yeah. So I use my discernment to ensure that I'm not just going after material gain. I really feel like. Also, I feel like too. Carnal pleasures, because Capricorn is the devil card. So I feel like carnal pleasures. It's also the Two of Pentacles. I feel like, I don't know if that's actually the Two of Pentacles, but I think it is, because that talks about kind of like budgeting and just paying attention to details, really weighing your options. So I feel like they're definitely telling you that maybe a person will show up and things are deceiving. But I think, wow, kind of like number one, but not really. In this one, it seems as if what's happening is that you may be kind of like telling yourself that it's not happening. They're telling you that you're going to overcome it, but that it will be shown to you through an expression of someone else. So through the way someone else interacts with you will show you that you're still kind of in that place. Okay. So, for instance, if you go towards, like, let's talk about twin flame. If you go towards your twin flame and they run, then that means that you're still kind of like in like a desperation type of energy, or like, um, yeah, like that you're still trying to work through certain like chaser dynamic. Okay, so just be aware of that in the situation. I also did talk about contracts and things, and the Seven of Swords would talk to contracts, or like sneaky wording and things like that in contracts. Okay, so pay close attention. Okay, so it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio for group two. Nine of Cups, emotionally fulfilled. Okay, yes. So again, it's telling the future self is telling you that this all plays out to bring you the most joy. Again, that scripture, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and give you hope in a future. Okay, that's what your future self is saying. The plans that you set forward are good plans. They will yield good fruit. They will give you pleasure in life. They will help you materialize comfort in life. Okay, so yeah, I love this. Again, I think this energy is really speaking to really transforming your own sense of self so that you feel at home in whatever new environment you're getting ready to go into. I feel like there's definitely a sense of just celebrating, being amongst people. You maybe you've always known you had a certain vibe to you, and that you were meant for a certain dynamic, but perhaps life just kind of like beat that out of you a little bit and made you feel less than. So so your future self is saying way to reclaim yourself, like way to do that. They're giving you a high five. They're saying, man, you're doing so great, and when you get here you will realize that you did a dope job, like you really did good. Okay, when you get here, you'll see, like, type of thing. It's Pisces energy, so like super like futury. Like, no man, when you get here, you'll be able to look back and be like, dang, I see it now. That was hard. I did do a lot. I did get through a lot, type of thing. So let's clarify the Seven of Swords here. The moon. Okay, yeah. So more about just things being hidden. And I think it's your own kind of thoughts about certain things. I feel like too, maybe your sense of self, again, they're talking about how you healed your sense of self. And so they're just giving you kudos and high five and telling you that in the near future, your divine feminine or your divine masculine is going to be able to see everything that you've claimed, all those parts of you that you've reclaimed and just polished up. It's going to be on display. And even if you haven't yet to see actually their value, you did the work, but maybe it's just not integrated yet. Like, you're not seeing it real clear just yet. This person is going to be coming in to put that mirror up to you, like, hey, yeah, this is who you are. Like, yeah, this is what you did. This is how you prepared yourself. And I'm here for this. It doesn't necessarily have to be a person, y'all. It can be like an opportunity that, if you're still stuck in that place, these damn air quotes, if you're still stuck in that place, you won't be able to see yourself fitting in that situation. It's kind of how it plays out. But your future self is saying, way to go, way to go. You did it, you did it. Taurus is showing up, okay? The Hierophant. So yeah, you're gonna be a leader, and I feel like marriage is on the horizon or a very committed union, okay? Your future self is also telling you that this is a very prosperous and it's persevering. So it's not something that you have to worry about. Deep commitment, looming bonds, deep commitment, uncommon bonds, reawakening lost hopes, and manifesting deep desires. So again, it's telling you that whatever doubts and fears, and I also feel like very clearly telling you about some Scorpio, because the Scorpio energy is here, but there's so much water and air energy, which is kind of scorpionic in my opinion, because it's emotion, but it's understanding of the emotion, but it's also saying, oh, that emotion was triggered by this thought. So it's kind of like tying water and air together. Anyway, either way, Scorpio energy for sure. Let's get you a message of guidance to close up. What do you have for group 2? All right. Blessed. So you have number 22 again. So 22, 22, and there's 2 people in here and 2 thumbs up. Okay, I'm here with it. I'm here for it. So 2s. Divine balance is happening. Look, it's blessed. You are blessed. There's I'm telling you, there's something that yang. There's a masculine energy, or there's some balancing that's coming to you that you're about to be like, am I really ready for this? Is this my thing? Is this my thing? But they're saying, yes, you're highly blessed. You're blessed and highly favored. I'm hearing you did the work. You manifested this. Look, all that glitters, all that glitters. Now, with that looks or deceiving card down there, it's saying you have the insert discernment. You've cultivated. Your future self is telling you, yes, you're making the good choices. You're on the most direct route to where we are right now. Okay. They're telling you that you're on the most direct route. Your actions are bringing you to us. Okay. Wow, group 2. That was amazing. I just love it, love it, love it. So let's move on to group 3. Okay, group 3. I just thank y'all for being patient with me, because I do not know how to edit videos. So I'll be working. I'm gonna do my best to get in there and learn how to do it really good for y'all. So number 3 had the Azurite, if I'm correct. Okay, and Azurite is one of those stones that is thought to be a like throat chakra, third eye type of energy. So I could say that this is something about kind of like I'm hearing origin, or like a very the word sedimentary word. The word sedimentary is coming up. Don't even know what that means. Let me look it up. Sedimentary. Sedimentary rocks are rocks that are formed by the accumulation or deposition of mineral or organic particles at the Earth's surface, followed by cementation. Okay, all right, all right. Okay, can I get one more? Sedimentary rocks are formed from pre-existing rocks or pieces of once living organisms. Okay, yeah, there you go. So a star seed. Okay, they're telling you you're a star seed. You are formed from pre-existing rocks or planets or pieces of once living organisms. Okay, okay, yeah. So sedimentary rocks. Okay, that's why they said that. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and just try to see what since I'm already in my phone, Azurite is talking about. I already get it says indigo, intuition, violet ray. So yes, indigo child, star child. I feel trust. Okay, sorry. Trust, wisdom, truth, dignity, and spiritual mastery. Okay. Judgment and long life. Okay. From the sedimentary, because I feel like is that you reconstitute yourself by picking up different this is weird to say, but by picking up different fragments as you go. So it's like you keep yourself alive and you add more life to yourself by going and adding wisdom, or this interaction with this person. That sounds really vampiric, but I don't think it's in healthy exchange. So I want to make sure. And I'm picking up the energy that maybe you were very misunderstood in this way, because that's why I just went back and forth like that in my mind. Like, oh, that sounds very da da da. So people can think that energy or hold that energy towards you. Maybe that Maybe you just come and collect and leave. Okay. A stone of judgment and long life. It promotes introspection and can result in profound wisdom when used well. I shame. Okay, so yeah, so I love it. So this is talking about, yeah, and I'm hearing the word specimen as well. So I feel like there's something special about you, or something that's being studied about you, or you're studying yourself and you're realizing like how much of a gem you really are. And I heard, what's that, Lauren Hill, why be a hard rock when you really are a gem, baby girl. Respect is just the minimum. Okay, so Lauren Hill is coming through to talk about softness, femininity, um, um, emotional maturity as well. Okay, so all right, I think that's good. So let's see what your past self is wanting to talk about with Isis and Anubis. Okay. All right. So Isis is coming through to say, stay true and be in your power. Yep. Personal truth and power. Okay. Stay true and be in your power. Osiris and Isis, Lord and Lady of divine authority. Right. This talks about spiritual mastery. So now, okay, so let's just put it out there right now. I might even just put it in the title of the video after I get done. This is definitely talking about like kingdom relationships, twin flames, twin rays. Every single pile is probably going to have it now. I'm just feeling that energy. So this is talking about twin flames coming into union. It may talk sometime about the timeline, I guess. I'm just gonna put that. I'm gonna put that in the description because I can see that it's happening already. Because there has been a big wave. We do have Kansu here, which is the moon energy, the lunar energies. And then we have Bast, okay? Definitely some feminine principles showing up here for sure with Bast and Kansu. But we have, whew, okay. So I'm getting an emphasis about your roots, okay? Now it's talking about remember the power from whence you came. You know what I'm saying? You have to remember the power from whence you came. Now, when we were talking about that sedimentary word, and it's popped in my head and I just did not know what that meant. But it's talking about a piece of something else. Like you're existing, but that thing is gone and you're existing. Okay. Because it's a seeded, you're seeded. Come on, you're just star seeded. Let's just say that you're star seeded. You are a seed of your ancestors' consciousness. If you have ancient Egyptian roots, for sure, they're coming through to let you know, hey, you are definitely a reincarnation or an embodiment of A, B, or C, whoever your people are, right? But here we're talking about feminine energies. So we have Bast and Kansu showing up, okay? So with Isis saying stay true and be in your power, if you are coming into union soon, your past self is reminding you of times that the masculine or I'm hearing obsession with the masculine's energy, or trying to stay too much into the masculine energy depleted your feminine energy. I think that this is a warning from your past that you want to make sure that you stay in your power, but in balance. Okay, you don't have to lose your femininity, or you don't have to be overbearing in order to exercise control over your own being. Okay, so I'm hearing that this is like a planetary thing, but also like a societal thing. If you have dealt with kind of like toxic masculinity a lot, even within yourself. I have to get this done by myself, or I have to achieve, and I have to die. I have to do this. Now that your masculine and feminine are on the way into union, your inner have come into union, I feel like already. You learned this lesson, okay, about how to attract what you desire through feminine energy. Okay, wow, that was clear. So number 3, you have tuned into feminine energy and how to harness it, how to really use it to attract and manifest the things that you desire. Okay, when you come into union with a physical partner, it's saying that you're going to maintain this power. It doesn't have to be diluted. It doesn't have to be silenced. You need to stay in it. Okay, stay true and be in your power, because this person is actually reliant upon you being in that energy. Okay, if you're weak, if you're jealous, if you're insecure, this person won't be able to stay in their power. Okay, so to contribute to divine balance, stay in your power. Don't weaken yourself and bow down. They're not going to require it from you. Okay, the past is telling you, you've done that in the past. overly feminine or overly surrendering to energies that hadn't shown that they could provide the masculine aspects, okay? Protection, provision, direction for you guys, okay? So that's dope. Okay, so let's clarify a little bit. With Isis's message, stay true and be in your power. Since we are here, Four of Swords going within, I do feel like you have built up your own intuitive and mental reserves. You have learned how to recalibrate yourself and how to balance yourself. This is going to be very beneficial for you. They're telling you that in the past you succumb to burnout in relationships, and and get to the point where where things cannot calmly be settled because too much emotion or too much thought is put into it. So they're saying that there's a gentle balance here that you've reached, and they are really saying that over time, in the past, it's really debilitated you in endeavors and relationships. They're saying it doesn't have to. Stay in your power. Don't allow your mind to take you to places it doesn't need to be in. So it's saying, if you need to right now to prepare for whatever physical manifestation of union is about to happen for you, you may need to just have a retreat, takes a few days to yourself and just really clear your mind. Even if you feel like you've been, if you feel like you have been in the space to receive this, great. It's saying this might just need to be a little cleansing retreat for yourself. All right. Recalibration. Okay. I'm also feeling that things can be a little shaky here in the near future, but you've learned how to cultivate peace. And we're going to say the saying, it says, peace is not the absence of chaos. It's the ability to maintain grounding, to remain grounded in the midst of chaos. So that's what this is saying. You've actually learned how to do this. So as these winds start to blow up for you, you've mastered this. So in this life, as things do this, it's telling you to just stay in your power. Don't let a little wind throw you off, basically. That's crazy. Let's go ahead and clarify, stay true and be in your power for group 3. Yeah, so deep commitment here. I do feel like that's what that's saying, that as you connect with yourself, you will begin to, I'm being led to reawaken lost hopes. So as you align in within yourself, you'll realize that there's a little energy about kind of like maybe like a dream that you had as a child. This could even be like a crush or something like that. Like I'm picking up on something like that, where it could have been something that you wanted to do, whether you wanted to be a firefighter, whatever you wanted to do, honestly. It's saying that it was lost at some point. You just disconnected from, you could have just matured, and then disconnected from that because it was maybe like a childish fantasy to you. So I do feel like you're definitely reconnecting with that vibe though. And dare I say, you're gonna be rewarded for it? Yeah, Neptune enlightenment. The hangman is saying you're coming out of that, like, actually you're going into a place where you're putting it together and realizing, oh dang, this is the thing that I used to want. And actually I still want that thing. What made me think I wanted something else? I feel that vibe for somebody. Like, no, I want this. And I always wanted this. What made me start taking these things for, whether that's in relationships or whatever? I'm hearing that something about like bottom feeding, and I'm just gonna be real with y'all. The past self is saying that in the past you had high standards. The past is saying, you understood who you were and your value, okay? And for whatever reason, it just went and did something else. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. It just did something else. All right. Went in a different direction. This could have been because of some type of pain or trauma that you experienced, but you're recalibrating that and reset, right? Reset. Let's see what Kansu has to say. What a relief. Offload. What is this? The 10 of Wands in reverse. Yeah. So whatever burdens regarding like womanhood, being a woman, your place. I'm talking very specifically to feminines here. So if you don't resonate and can't receive it as a message otherwise, then maybe this wasn't your pile. So if you're a masculine who can't receive the message, then it's probably not your pile. You won't be able to, I think, if you're not in tune with your feminine energies. Okay, so with Kansu here, there's definitely talking about kind of like getting back into alignment with this thing that you're talking that you want, that they're reminding you of this thing, and they're telling you, actually, I feel like the future self is going to be reiterating this, but they're telling you that, hey, the time is coming. Like, we're in the past, but we're telling you that the time is coming. And so it's saying that in order to be in alignment, make sure that you're addressing these things that we've already been through. Make sure you're putting them in your toolkit. Like, when you experience things, you don't necessarily take the lesson right then. You don't realize that it was a lesson anyway. So what this is talking about is saying, do a reflection and kind of like pull all of those lessons into you. Pull all of that energy into you, all of those experiences into you, so that you can apply them in the near future, okay? In the present, in the near future. All right, so offload, okay. Yeah, I'm also feeling like something about your cycle, okay? So feminines, it's something about your cycle this period. Okay, yeah, whatever. um it could be, there could be some, you could be really aligning with the moon, or you could be asking why it's not aligned with the moon anymore. And this could just indicate maybe just like, I don't know. I can't make up anything. So look, I don't know what they're saying. So let's ask. Maybe it'll clarify for us here in this other thing. But it just feels like there's something about your cycle and an indication that you should be receiving. Maybe you're not seeing it. Um, Okay, I'm also picking up on something about, in the past, you've fallen victim to not having certain systems set up in place. So maybe you lost energy, you lost motivation about certain things because there were no systems in place to keep things flowing easily. Okay, so your past self is reminding you of this thing. Make sure that you have systems in place that will help you not to reach that place of overworking or being burned out. Okay, like you can work in cycles. You've learned how to do that. The letter card, writing, communication, fax, email. What is this? Okay, well, one thing is that there might be news of pregnancy here from the past self. So in the past, maybe there was a pregnancy, okay, pregnancy scare, okay, a pregnancy scare that they want to talk to you about. Um, Okay. They don't have anything else. That's what they said. Okay. So something about this where someone was sent running because of a pregnancy scare. Someone got scared and like dipped out. Okay. All right. But it's talking about you definitely, they're cool, giving you a high five about this thing. Look at this. The bast is offering you is offering you something. These grapes, right? Because job well done. Whatever this was, this rejection, and maybe how you dealt with this runner situation is being highlighted here. Okay. It's definitely being highlighted here because it feels as if you may have followed your instincts in the situation from the very beginning, and so you allowed yourself to like be into the person. You allowed yourself to surrender, like even maybe even sexually, because bass is about longing, desire, sensuality. So I do feel like maybe you allowed yourself to fall into this person a little bit, and you did what you were supposed to do, and then there was some type of reaction that wasn't fitting what you did. Okay, so I get the feeling that they're just telling you, that we saw it and it's being readjusted. Okay, that there's something happening, there's some divine timing in the situation. I also feel like there's a message here. They want to let you know that there was also some type of manipulation in the situation, and so you're going to learn about what that was here in the near future. Okay, yeah, another messenger card at the bottom. So yeah, they're saying that there was some manipulation in the situation. However that plays out for you, you're going to learn about this and it's going to make everything make sense. Okay, and let's see what the past is saying through the goddess Bast. The queen of what's it, the queen of wands, the queen of swords. I'm all crazy. Okay, so yeah, so I do feel as if this just says you maintain your stability, you maintained your sense of self, and I feel like you, whatever the lesson was, you caught onto it really quickly so that you can do what you were supposed to do. Just, I say supposed to, but you could act accordingly, knowing that it was being represented to you and you had another opportunity to get it right. Okay, they're saying that you did the perfect thing. I feel like there also is something about accepting the reality as it is instead of trying to force it into something else. Yeah, self focus is at the bottom, the queen of coins, but tending to yourself. It says that you just decided to bring the focus back into you, while whatever was taking place. And you may not have done that in the past. In the past, you may have kind of like become the runner, the chaser, and chased and chased and chased, or felt incomplete. And then you, in turn, were missing out on whatever care or nurturing you needed for yourself. Okay. Excuse me. I have to accept that as one thing for myself. So here they're just saying that you caught on really quickly. They're proud of you for, excuse me. You caught on pretty quickly, they're saying, and dealt with it the way you needed to deal with it. What else do you want to tell them about this, though? About the Vast and Queen of Swords. Yeah, that's instinct for sure. I also feel too, whatever you may have even intuitively picked up on, whatever this person's thoughts or feelings were in the moment as well. There's something here about actually knowing that whatever their reaction wasn't personal. I think is the thing. It's like it wasn't personal to you. It wasn't about you. Okay, so they had some like commitment type of issues, or like they just felt like once they started to feel again, that they the taming the wild is picking up here. So this person definitely needed to be able to feel like they were going to be able to be free. You picked up on this. You didn't want to okay, all right, Tom, just that's that. You weren't trying to control. You didn't want to come off as controlling, or that you wanted your own way. And this was actually the lesson that you were learning, to surrender to the situation and to allow things to flow and to unfold naturally. They're just giving you so much kudos for the way that you stayed grounded, that you just put your focus on yourself and your priorities, and let the universe take care of, like, delegated the universe. Hey, you got that right. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like they're just saying this is amazing. I also feel like they want to give you a high five for allowing yourself to be a sensual, sexual person, even if the relationship is not established. This might be something for you, because Sagittarius energy was there at the bottom. I'm picking up on something that's saying that you may have been through a few things that made you a little more reserved. Like, I only want to have like sex with people who I know I'm going to be in a relationship with. And so something about this connection from the past had you open back up, and you were allowed to surrender yourself without needing to know how it was going to turn out, right? So kudos to you. They're also giving you kudos for that. Every time I burp, I'm just going to take it as a confirmation. Okay. All right. Yeah. So temperance. Yeah, you were very balanced throughout this whole thing. And they're like, you stayed true to yourself. You said you were goddess. You said you were God. You said you were emperor, empress, and you stayed in that. You stayed in that. You didn't let yourself fall too far from it. Okay. Okay. So let's look at your parallel self here. Yield to reality. Okay. Yeah. See, the yield sign is saying that what was happening, you allowed what was happening to take place. You didn't feel the need to green light and be like, no, I have to take action and have to make this do something else. No. It's saying that you yielded to reality. You let things play out. You just let them play out. Now, there is some rain there. And so it's like you said, if it's raining, it's raining. You weren't waiting for the sun to come out. You were just, okay, it's raining. It's raining. You were present. That's the word I'm looking for. You were present. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yes, I'm emotional right now. You didn't try to avoid. This is talking about this parallel reality is saying, this parallel personality is saying that, okay, so any tears that you felt like you didn't cry, they cried. Any oh man, wow, any fulfillment that you felt like they didn't get, they were receiving over there on your behalf. Okay. And so, oh wow, you know how people in messages always in these readings, they're like, oh, it already exists. It already exists. All you have to do is align with that reality, yielding to that reality. But in this message, they're just reiterating to you that you didn't miss anything. Anything that you felt like you weren't getting, you got in that reality. So just align with that truth, that it may have seemed like, okay, this is what they're saying. Okay. Wow. Okay. So you were in lack because this person walked away. Like you felt like, wow, I have to be by myself and I have to do this thing. Okay. Could have been just like just moving on in general, but you could have started a project, you could have had a baby, you could have done any of these types of things, and you had to do it by yourself. Okay. Well, in that reality, in that alternate reality, you actually have a loving partner, and you actually have and unfortunately you it wasn't manifest here, so you had to show up as both, but it existed. It is existing. I'm hearing it's existing right over here beside you. Okay. um when you felt like you couldn't give anymore, I'm telling you, see, the parallel self is doing a lot of coaching. Okay. And it seems like a continual thing, so I'll just say that. But the parallel self is doing a lot of coaching. It's like holding your hand, like, okay, yeah, this next one, okay, yes. So they're saying that when you were crying, we helped you to come to peace. When you were man, when you thought that, I don't know, like there's just so many. I can't really pick one because there's so many of these scenarios here that could be your scenario. But either way, you had to yield and accept the fact that something was happening that was not in your control. Like, and that's what they're talking to you about. You had to do that. Okay. I thought my thing was going off. Music went off too. Okay. I just noticed that it got really quiet in here. So mhm. This is amazing though. And I'm seeing a big emphasis on the color yellow too. So your solar plexus energy, like trusting yourself, like that. I got yellow on too. So there is big emphasis. The yield sign is yellow, right? No, it's not. It's red too. Yeah, the yield sign is anyway, y'all. But I am getting the yellow. Okay, so slow down. They're saying slow down too. Um, what else? Anything else for the alternate reality or the parallel reality? Okay, yeah. So you still have a lot of questions. I also feel like there may be emphasis on like some type of trickster type energy happening for you, because there is something that says that you're not really speaking your truth about how you feel about things that are happening. So if you, even during the thing in the past, you took the right actions, okay, to make sure that you didn't do anything to offset the process. But it's saying that maybe you haven't communicated the truth of how you really feel. The parallel self is like they're saying they would really wish that you would cry a little bit if you need to cry. If you need to, you if you're a social media person and you share everything else, they're saying that now is a good time to say, I really did feel abandoned when that thing happened, and I really felt like less than dirt when this thing happened. So like there's something about coming to the truth about, okay, because I'm picking up on like instead you may become, you know, it may be expressed kind of cynically now. So they're saying they just really want you to align with that truth and try to communicate more about your true feelings in those situations, because it's going to be very valuable to yourself, to the people around you, because I'm getting this energy of like, somebody could be sitting somewhere thinking like, man, I don't even know if they even care. But like if you said, hey, yeah, that thing really hurt me because this is what I was thinking that was gonna take place, or this is what I was really hoping was gonna take place, and this is what I got. So, and this is how I feel about it. And if a person sees that, they're like, oh dang, okay, that could give them a doorway. It could give them a doorway, is what I'm hearing. Okay. I'm picking up on Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I'm not picking up, but that's what's right here. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini twice here. Page of Swords in reverse, Queen of Swords. Yeah, so it's like you're not giving those subtle emotions the attention that they deserve. They want some playtime too. Okay. All right. So let me get one card for here. Element of water. Yeah. So the emotions. Yeah. So I think that that's very, very much speaking to that. You have the raindrops, you have the drop actually falling and making a splash. So there's something about your work currently working through getting over the fear of how you're supposed to communicate these pains or these hurts or these thoughts out without hurting people, and you're overcoming that, so you're gonna work through it the way you need to work through it. But in general, they're just saying that that's what they know, you're having a hard time with that. Three people in the chat, three thumbs up. This is card number 3. So there's definitely and then my phone buzz under my butt. Who's in? Okay. Nobody. Um, yeah, so I saying that you should really give yourself the time to go through this. Allow yourself to be sensitive. This is definitely speaking more about that feminine energy. So I feel like the parallel self is saying this is how it's manifesting currently, is that you are not really communicating how you truly feel because you want to show that you can be strong and that you can get through it. And that's perfect. That's perfect. But there's also value in just kind of like sharing that how you feel, you know, like, hey, I went through this and this and I'm getting through it. But then what about how you feel? So there's definitely some significance there about that. Let's move on to the future self. For group three, what does the future self want to tell group three? Aha, ninth house, faith. Come on. Card number 33. Ha, 33333, y'all. Come on. So this is three number, like I said before, is communication, but it's also collaboration. Okay. Collaboration. It's for me, when I see it, I know that my thoughts are in alignment with my spirit guides and that the actions that I'm taking are in alignment with the messages that they're giving me. So for you guys, again, that definitely aligns with the energy of faith. Okay, so I know that I can trust that the messages that I'm receiving are guiding me properly. Your future self is saying that okay, first of all, prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. Okay, so they're letting you know to keep the faith. Keep the faith, it's coming. Y'all, I'm so sorry that my throat is so raspy. I don't know what's going on. Okay, but I know that's gross, so I apologize. um I think some sense of destiny is taking, like destiny is unfolding here because we do have the palmistry vibes here. Now, what is here with three? Venus. Venus. So I do, and I feel again another three energy. So we are tapping into some type of um like how you prefer to live your life. I feel like, I think that they're telling you this is something about kind of like live how you want to live. Okay, live the way you know you deserve to live, especially with faith. Faith can be really weird because it can give us ideals that work against us really being comfortable, right? Right. The number three, it's everywhere for me as well. Yeah. Um, because it's my 33rd year too, by the way. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I think that sometimes faith, it can free us and it can restrict us at the same time. And so I think that when it comes to prosperity, especially I'm picking up on vibes about like being healers or having like nonprofits and things like that. Wait, and you have to remember that you're allowed to pay yourself, you're allowed to compensate yourself for showing up. Actually, that's the way the universe pays you and blesses you. I was explaining to a young lady yesterday in a reading that if the universe has a gift up here for you, God is holding this gift for you. This, let's say it's $1 million. They say it's $1 million, and the universe needs you to set up some way for them to funnel this $1 million to you. It's like, what's it called when they be funneling money to offshore banks and stuff like that. So it's like they need a funnel to get this to you, and you have to do something. You have to create a vessel for them to be able to put it into. Okay, so there's definitely something here. So if you're building something right now, oh, also just heard there is promise of a pregnancy. There's promise of a child to you. Somebody did just say that too. What'd you say? Children. Yes, there's promise of children for you here. Okay. Yeah. So I'm glad you put that there. Thank you so much, CS. Thank you for that. Because that's definitely indicated here. I feel as if that a pregnancy or a family, the way that you've always wanted to experience family. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's also bringing up ninth house, your ideals about family, love, and relationships, children. So if you've always wanted to and you just haven't been able to, it's not because you can't. It's because you just haven't been aligned properly. Okay, you haven't been aligned properly. That's what I'm gonna say. Now let's see what spirit want to say. Okay, let's see. King of Wands, natural born leader. So yeah, so I feel like now I literally feel like I'm talking to a masculine energy at this point. So your future self is saying, if you have been in your feminine energy of just wanting to find a family to nurture and care for, if you're a man and you've been looking for a family so that you can nurture and care and take care, kudos, because we need y'all out here in these streets. Okay, and that just made me really excited to tap into that energy because We need you. We need you. Okay. Um, anyway, so the King of Wands would say that, this person is the future is telling you that you were born for this. Like, you were made for this. Natural born leader is the King of Wands, right? A person who has a vision of what they know they are and what they know they can be, right? They have a very clear understanding of it. Okay. Deep down, they know I was meant to be in this situation, a husband. I was meant to be caring for me, a woman. I was meant to be leading a home. And for a lot of masculines, that may be something that you've been waiting for. And I feel like that's what you're going to get to have. That's what you're going to get to have. King of Wands, clarifying the faith. It said you need to move that way, though. You have to move and make things happen that way. And again, there's like, we need a vessel to put it in. So if you want children, you need to get married, or you need to find you a partner, not just get married, but you need to find you a partner so that that vessel can flow in there. And you have to, I'm hearing, you have to commit. You have to commit to the process of building a foundation with a partner. This message is for somebody from the future. Is very much for somebody. You have to be able to commit. Okay. King of Wands, coming from the Knight of Wands, y'all. Y'all know how that can be. All right. A little reckless with the thing. Okay. Or at least a little immature about the concept of intimacy and sex in general, right? So you have to be able to commit, actively take part in a relationship. Because when kids show up, relationships just, you know what I'm saying? Relationships, the partnership that you have with your partner can completely fall to the wayside if it hasn't been cultivated properly. So this is why it's not about just getting married and rushing to a baby. No, 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 no. And it might happen that way, but you're still not going to be prepared, and it's going to cause a lot more stress than it needs to cause. So your future is saying, yes, this prosperity lies ahead. You need to maintain faith, but you need to also make sure that you understand the undertaking, and what it takes to get to this place. They're saying that we've been giving you lessons. We've been in the form of people and just experiences so that you have what it takes when it's time to, I'm hearing, because it seems like it's going to be a whole new relationship. I'm not sure that whoever you might be in a relationship right now might not be the person that you end up having children with or something like that. But it feels like in the future, you connect with someone, and all of these qualities that you've now cultivated, like literally, like um how to ask for personal space, because I feel like sometimes men don't, we women have a hard time even hearing that they want to be away from us, but men do have a hard time just saying, hey, I need some space, or hey, um I'm a little overwhelmed right now, can I step outside because I just don't want to. Anyway, there's something about just kind of like being able to communicate your needs, your desires, and letting that be a thing. Okay. Letting you exist in relationships. Because I'm getting the energy of servitude. And although that's very admirable, and, you know, people say that that's what they desire, it's very hard to maintain if it's not a proper balance. Okay. If it's not a proper balance. Okay. Servitude is beautiful, but even a master understands its servant's limits. Okay. Even a master understands that a servant has to eat and has to have faith, so there's a dynamic there that's being shown to you. Okay. So like, if you are the servant, usually in relationships, it's saying you have to definitely ask for what you need. Okay. Because then you, with the blessings that are coming in, the people, the money, whatever this is for you, um it's about cultivating the proper relationship with them so that you can enjoy them. That's what I'm hearing. Cultivating the proper relationship so that you can enjoy them. Okay. Yeah. Three of Swords. Excuse me. Okay. Well, oh, okay. So yeah, that's them telling you how to avoid this upset, avoid a certain upset. It must already be a part of your records in the future. But I think this self is coming to help you avoid this pitfall. Okay, of getting what you want and then feeling like you have to kind of like quiet what you need. Okay, like that's not the case. That's not the case at all. So let's go ahead and see what the King of Wands is trying to say here again with the ninth house, Sagittarius energy coming up. Okay, so Temperance. Okay, well, I'm also hearing that, multiple things can exist together. So this is talking about differences in people. Okay, so again, if you have a partner who's fairly clingy and just wants to spend time together all the time, and you're someone who likes a little more space, then that's something that has to be balanced out, and agreements have to be made about it. Not super strict, obviously. It just needs to be communicated when it needs to be communicated. Um, I also feel like the Sagittarius energy is saying be open to understanding other things that are different from what you currently understand. See them as things that can expand you rather than like you have to change what you know and what you understand to be true. Okay, just add. It can add to you. There's something about maybe like differing faiths here, and they're telling you come to terms with the fact that everybody ain't the same, but that doesn't mean that they can't unify. Okay, that they can't unify. All right, what do you want? What else do you want to tell me about the Three of Swords here and prosperity lies ahead? Okay, so I do feel like your future self is also warning you about power struggles. Okay, so this is what this is talking about faith. It's talking about ideals about divine masculine and divine feminine energies, and roles that are taken on by the two parties. Okay, I do feel as if there is a sense of like maybe a masculine figure seeing a feminine energy. She's operating in her masculine because she has to probably, and I'm giving you warning that you don't want to see that other than what it is. You want to be able to see it because it feels like you're not going to be able to see it at first. The disillusionment showing up with the Three of Swords. So it's saying that that you may be looking at something, but it's circumstantial. It's circumstantial. It doesn't speak to the fact that when given the right environment, that energy could balance out between you. Okay, so I'm just going to throw it out there. Single moms, they do have to act in that masculine energy very prominently because they have to provide for themselves and their children, and so they have to do the masculine. They have to take on the task of the masculine. Okay, right? So in general, when someone is looking at that, they're like, man, strong, independent, they don't need me. And so I'm giving you the warning. Spirit is telling you that's not the case. It's circumstantial. It's circumstantial. Okay. That's what they want you to know. So don't let it, yep. See, Yang is still at the bottom, the masculine energy. So it is definitely circumstantial. And whatever you have to offer is actually, it will be right on time. Okay. See, look, time to go and TikTok. Time to go and TikTok. So your guidance here is saying, yeah, masculine energy at the bottom again. Your guidance is here saying that now is the time. Things are in alignment. Okay. Um, I don't think I really have to clarify this a lot because I feel like the messages are very clear. It's talking about where you are currently and what you're considering, and it's saying that yes, this is a good time. It's like the bell is ringing. Even I'm hearing a bell ringing. Okay, time to go. Okay, so it it is what it is. It is what it is. Again, I don't really need to clarify it that much. I don't think that message is just what it is. So let's go on and move on. Okay. Where are we? Are we on group 4? Okay. Group 4 was the honey calcite, I think. Honey calcite. Congrats on the. I'm not sure what that says because my computer screen's broken, but I'll try to go see what it says afterwards. Okay, so honey calcite. Another solar plexus stone, but another stone that's associated with kind of like sensuality and sweetness of life, like attracting like a lot of sweetness because honey, right? um I'm also hearing sticky situations. Okay, so it came up really kinky in my mind, but I'm sure that it's also referring to other things that are sticky situations. Okay. What else um uh, I hear split eggs, so something about twins, or I have split eggs. So yeah, something about twins, broken yoke. So some type of broken commitment, even the integrity of something being compromised. Okay. Okay. Oshun, the goddess of sensuality, love, compassion. What did I say? The quality of something being compromised, or the something? Well, yeah, that would be Oshun. I think I've told you guys her story before. How the other Orisha were like, oh, we don't need love and compassion. We don't need that. We just need all the things that we represent. We need to be able to work. We need to do this again about the value of the feminine principle. I feel like, but anyway, so she was taken away by the Almighty, the Most High. She was taken to another place so that the world could live without her. Sweetness, abundance, sensuality, her nurturing, and all of those things. She was taken away from the situation so that they could live without it. And then they learned a lesson that they needed it. That's it. They learned the lesson and they realized, yeah, we need it. We need compassion. We need understanding. We need forgiveness. We need relaxation. We need sex. We need, we need these things. Okay. All right. So let's see. Group four. Group four. Isis, this message for you says divine sun child. Okay, let's go. Solar plexus vibes. Let's go. Divine sun child. Blessings of the sun falcon. Okay, I do feel this is a time of like rising high. Okay, from the past, they're saying that there is an energy of um being kind of like, I'm hearing a golden child or a chosen one. So you may have some past connection to just being kind of like an appointed or anointed person. Yeah, like an appointed or anointed person. Yeah. And I am literally seeing that movie. I think it's called The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy. Okay. Yeah, it feels like you were highly protected and guarded because of what you possessed. Okay. All right. It's talking about something about time. So being maybe like time traveling, or maybe being able to see across timelines, maybe to see into time. What does that even mean? Means something because I was told it that way. I'm also feeling too that there's something about effortless creation. Effortless creation. Okay. For some of you, effortless birth. Okay. Significant, like actual childbirth. Okay. Okay, what does Anubis have for us? Okay, Newton Gibb. So that's like grandma and grandpa right there. Then you have Osiris popping up with 13. Okay, so this is very much a message that speaks to the healing somebody has had to go through in order to bring forth a child, or a project, of course, right? Um, or a gift. Okay, a lot of what you've had to do to bring forth this gift. Okay, because Osiris is talking about regeneration, it's the death energy as well, that Scorpio death card, right? It's talking about transmutation and beauty, turning something into something else, seeing the beauty in it. Okay, that's why Oshun vibes. That's why Honey Calcite is here talking to us the way she was talking to us at the beginning, because she is beauty, tied to Venus energy. Okay. um, oh, look at this. Look at this. Yo. I wish I would have shuffled on screen. So you have Newt and Geb. On their card, it reads wholeness, creation of sacred purpose, divine parents. And we talked about the divine sun child. So maybe there's some significance about you being a divine parent in the past, or you being a child. And now maybe in this reality, you're going to be birthing a child or a project, right? Come on. We're following, right? Okay. Birthing a child or creation into this reality. Wow. Yeah, this feels like things waiting in the ethers again, like we talked about in group 3. This looks like things waiting in the ethers for a container, waiting for a conduit for transiting this energy conduit. a channel. Wow. Okay. So again, Osiris is here. So that means that you had to regenerate yourself. You had to bring something back to life in yourself. Okay. Before you were able to position to come into union and meet your other divine counterpart to create this thing. You've already been through this journey before, is what I'm hearing. You've already been through this journey before, except in this time you were the child in the situation and your parents were the divine feminine couple or the divine couple. Okay. All right. So now they're telling you to remember the things, let your childhood. Okay. So now physically this childhood or that existence as the child of divine counterparts. Okay. Remember the values that you saw. Remember all of the beauty that was birthed from pain in those situations. Think about how your family, how your parents worked to bring you guys together during hurtful times or just difficult times. Oh man, that's bringing up one for me. When we used to be cold in the wintertime and the big old house we lived in couldn't heat very well. We used to the whole family. Now my mom and my daddy got 12 kids together. Okay, but when we were together, we would all just like get down in the living room and put the space heaters in the living room, and so that we could all be warm and we didn't have to try to like warm the whole house, right? So things like that are the things, and I just think about the movies we watched during those times. It was all really good. So they're having you reflect on the same thing, how your existence was as a child, and not just the good things. They want you to also be aware of the things that didn't sit too well with you, because you're going to transmute them in this lifetime. Your past self is saying now you are going through a time of remembering some things about how the divine feminine and divine masculine work together. Okay, how they work together, and you're going to be living this out, like you're living this out now. It feels like, okay, they're telling you that this is what's happening. You're having a remembering of that dynamic, and it's coming to you because you're headed into a divine union as well, and you need to be mindful of, you want to be a conscious parent, you want to be divine parents, and that's kind of the vibe that it's getting. It's saying we didn't abuse you when you were our child, don't be abusing us now that we yours. Okay, so I like that. I like that. Your divine, your past self is definitely pulling you into an isolated space so that you can look at your childhood, because maybe the child that you were a divine son child, you about to birth a divine son child. So um the dynamic of being the son child can be different from parenting the son child, and I think that there's some significance there from your past self they want you to know. Making amends. Okay, shifting energy. Okay, all right, so that's a five of swords in reverse. So yeah, with the divine son child, I think that there's some, if you did have some dissension in your family regarding the son child, regarding you being the son child, then I think that there's definitely a change taking place, or there's acceptance, or there's healing taking place when it comes to the dynamic that was created around whatever it means for you to be a divine son child. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm glad. I'm grateful. Brings up a lot. It should, right? But this does feel like definitely you're healing, or just coming to terms with some of the things that happened in your childhood, and you're transforming them. And they blessed you with divine light. Even if you don't see it this way, your parents blessed you with divine light through whatever challenges or whatever you felt like you went through. If you can really connect with yourself, Aquarius, you're going to be taking on a new perspective about some things as well. I feel the perspective is not going to change what happened. It's just going to change that, you don't have to have the same feelings about it that you used to have about it when you were a kid. Now you're going to be seeing it from an adult space, and it's going to be making sense, I feel like. So can you tell me more about the divine sun child? Okay. And I also feel like with the make amends, you will be able to let loose and be more childlike when you heal this quality, or when you look at this thing. So if you feel like you're a little serious and it's hard for you to really kind of like let your guard down and let loose, this is going to happen when you explore this dynamic. That's what's going to happen for you. You're going to make amends with that part of you that died as a child. Okay. Or was hidden, it was hidden out or hidden for some of you. So let's see, make amends, clouds. Yeah. this thing still kind of, if you're the sun child and you still got these clouds in front of you, right? You got these clouds in front of you, okay? Um, with this Aquarius energy, it does talk about like new thought. The Aquarius is about new thought, okay? The Aquarius energy would even say that right now in this very moment, as you're listening to this on the internet, which Aquarius rules, that you are receiving this transmission and that it is being healed, okay? Let me just tell you that right now. All right, so because, yeah, the internet. Clouds, thoughts, problems, doubt, hesitation, unclear, confusion, indecision, and misunderstandings. So, okay, don't whatever you're processing right now, don't overthink it, because I feel like it's all you. I'm telling you right now from your past, you made a decision on it already, and whatever these fears and doubts are still playing in your mind because they're still making you hesitate. Okay, you're still hesitating on things that, because it's like you're looking for indications of something that's not right. Okay, they're telling you to stop that. Stop waiting for clouds to appear. Stop waiting for clouds to appear. Okay, they're saying you need to go ahead and do what you need to do, whatever that is for you in this present moment. But it feels as if you want to make a move or take some type of action, but you are looking at the situation so closely that you're crippled by like not knowing if it's the right time, or not knowing because you're just analyzing every little piece of information and it's like overwhelmed. Okay. All right. Take it easy on yourselves. Y'all gonna do just fine. What else do you want to say from the past? Newt and Geb. Newt and Geb. Okay. Five of coins. Yeah. Okay. I'm hearing that Newt and Gibb are saying that you do have rejection things from the childhood. Your child self is talking to you saying that whatever rejections, I'm picking up middle school, even like high school, and maybe even junior college. Okay. So I'm saying that there's a whole little window of time where you could have dealt with rejection, self-esteem issues. Solar plexus is your self-esteem, your confidence. Okay. Represented by the calcite, right? I don't know if it's the solar plexus stone, but any of those honey stones, I always say that they're solar plexus. It's just the way my mind processes it anyway. But yeah, so I do feel like any type of feeling like alienated, feeling like you grew up in kind of harsh conditions, especially when it comes to how you were treated by your parents. I mean, come on now. Because it could have, I mean, Five of Pentacles, it talks about literally feeling left out in the cold, or feeling like you didn't belong in a dynamic, or that you were out of place. Well, it's here clarifying Newt and Geb, which literally talks about wholeness, wholeness, wholeness. I do feel like there's definitely a sense of codependency, needing validation from people, from your partners, that is being highlighted here. And they're telling you that the root is from this dynamic with your parents. If you've been ignoring it, they're bringing it to you and telling you that's what it is. Okay. That's what it is. So fear of loss, I feel like too, fear of loss. Yeah. Fear of loss, fear of change. It makes you uncomfortable sometimes. I'm also picking up something too about moving a lot as a child, or just not being grounded or stable. And I'm not saying like moving like you didn't have a lifestyle like it was unstable. It doesn't matter if you lived on the road or whatever. That doesn't have to be unstable. But it feels like there's energy of literally like just being unstable, in the home or whatever. So stepping stones, progress, how to keep on going step by step and way out. Okay, yeah. So I feel as if sometimes you do get stuck in a place where you don't, you're questioning everything. You're feeling like that you're going to miss out, that you're going to lose out, that things won't play out for you. I'm feeling for some of you is a big indication about financial ruin, about making financial decisions, and a divorce for some of you, because Taurus energy is here. So I do feel like maybe a divorce could have taken a toll on you in the past, and emotionally, financially, shoot, yeah, could have taken a toll. But now it's telling you that the clouds, you can step out of the clouds now. Your past self is saying the clouds are here with us. You're not in the clouds anymore. We're in the past. This is in the past. So they're telling you now you're not in the cold anymore. So all you have to do is step through the door. You're not dealing with rejection anymore. You have to step in the door. Okay. Step in the door so you can see that things have changed, or that things are real. Okay. for this, that's definitely feels like you're fearing rejection, and the root of it was something about the childhood. Okay, definitely with the parents specifically, just like that whole dynamic and feeling rejected. Okay, all right. So let's see what Osiris is telling you: regeneration, transmutation, and beauty. I'm hearing self-value too with this energy from your past self. Pisces is here. So it says releasing what doesn't serve, emotionally unfulfilled, ready to walk away and letting go. Yeah. So I mean, and I'm picking up an emphasis about some type of creative endeavor too. So maybe music or some type of creative like art or something like that, that you're going to be stepping into and adopting during this period as well, or you're reawakening during this period of your life, a passion for a certain thing. Okay, so I do feel like with the Osiris and walking away from what doesn't serve you, that's Osiris's energy. It's like death. And actually he's more of like being rebirthed, but whatever. You can only be rebirthed once you've let the old self go. So that makes sense for us. Inner Okay, so I'm picking up that there's some type of past misunderstanding. The Eight of Cups is Piscean energy. So I feel like this could have been some type of misunderstanding when it comes to like some type of insight that you had, advice that you were given, even. You feel as if maybe it was a fantasy, some type of fantasy, some type of thing that you wanted or had your sight set up on. You felt as if it was a fantasy, so you let it go. The squirrel coming up here on top of that is letting me know that whatever thoughts you had at that time, it was a miscommunication, or whoever was talking to you didn't know what they were talking about, because this card literally says giving lip service. So they could have had secret motives or something like that, who knows. But it just feels like if it was just you were it wasn't your intuition, it was trauma or fear talking to you. Okay, it was trauma or fear talking to you, not your intuition. Yeah, and this is, yeah, tower moment. It's like that's going to be a big thing for you when you come to terms with that idea that of the fact that you were kind of like almost like self-sabotaging is what I'm hearing. All right, so let's move on to your parallel self, group 4. Oh wow. Padded room. I want to tell you that you are not crazy, okay? It's almost as if this parallel self wants you to know that again, you are not crazy. You're not crazy. Um I'm just not gonna do it, because the parallel selves are just saying the same things. Okay. They're saying paradise awaits. Paradise awaits. Catch up, catch up, catch up. Okay. I'm sorry that the messages are all the same, but what can I do about it? Right. Um, what can I do about it? So parallel self is in Hawaii somewhere. In Hawaii or on a beach, definitely on a beach somewhere, drinking coconut water. Okay. But with the padded room, it is talking about our mental processes, our mental health. Okay. um it's like if you change the station is what they're saying. Change the station from doubt and fear. Change the station. Get into the vortex. See, these parallel selves, I told y'all, they're coaching us. This person is telling you just envision yourself there and you can be there, or whatever you are building in hopes that somebody or something will join you. It's like, yeah, you're not crazy. It's a thing. It's a real thing. It's a whole thing. Okay. It's a whole thing. Look how paradise is waiting and ain't nobody in the chair. Like paradise is waiting and ain't nobody sitting in the seat, just waiting for you. Paradise is built. I'm just picking up something like literally a house being built, um, cars being bought, and just like your favorite items being in the house. Like, listen, this feels really great. The parallel self is here saying, "Hey, now, I'm hearing too quantum jump." Like literally, like you can jump from that reality and plant yourself into this one, into this one. Some of you, maybe they're telling you try that method, try the quantum jumping method, so that you can ease yourself into the new reality, right? Let's clarify padded room here for group 4. 4 of coins, material attachments. Wow. Okay, so you haven't been able to ascend to this paradise because you're still thinking about money. You're being too conservative. Maybe you hoarding things. Maybe you have scarcity mindset. Right. This is all the words that are on here, just so y'all know. But I think that a lot of what you're doing right now is just habitual. It's a habit to think a certain way, it's a habit to expect a certain way. And I feel like even your behaviors are habitual and you don't know that you're doing it. This could be something as simple as just talking too much, like talking too much against the thing that you want. They say that material attachments are the number one, I mean, that's just like number one reason that people can't ascend in general. When you hold on too tight to your money, you can't create more money. You are not letting it circulate. You won't spend it. You won't do anything with it, so it can't grow. Um, so I mean, I don't think there's anything else that they want to say. They're just like, yo, we waiting. We wait. What time you say you're gonna be here? What time you say you're gonna be here? Tower. Okay. I feel like this is talking about this could be a job too, like a job waiting for you, or something like that you have experience in, but you haven't aligned with the idea that you can do that as work or whatever. You haven't figured out how to make it a thing. Neptune enlightenment, so it's like the hangman in reverse. But you know what, there's something that's about to change, and I got the feeling that when your future self pop in, they're gonna say the same. They're gonna be like, man, you figured it out. It was hard. It was hard because it was deep, deep, deep. And actually, I feel like they're gonna say it was a childhood thing, something you did as a kid, and you just could you did maybe you haven't even thought about it. Like that's a thing that I could do. What did I do as a kid? We used to make candles. We used to make salt jars. We used to make all kind of stuff. My mom was a very creative parent. Okay, she's very creative. Anyway, let's see. We have for your future Black Moon Lilith, which is mystery. Okay, so automatically, if you're scared of someone else's power or there being some type of power struggle, okay, because Black Moon Lilith, because Lilith is said to have been the less docile wife of Adam, the first wife of Adam, who wasn't so keen on surrendering to surrendering to the divine, who wasn't so keen to surrendering to to the pleasures or whatever, to the roles that she was being given, like as a as beneath the masculine, right? She wasn't really too keen on all that energy. So this could mean that if you are looking at a relationship right now, you could be afraid of either losing power when you enter the relationship, yeah, being overpowered, or being or not having any control over anything in a relationship, okay, or in this endeavor. But part of this is to learn the lesson. So it's not like you can just look at a situation and determine whether or not you have what it takes, because through that connection is how you come to know that you have it, right? Like, you can't control the process. You're just going to stay sitting in the same place, is what I'm hearing them say. You can't try to control this, okay? You have to surrender to the mystery of the situation. Black Moon, Lilith, mystery, and surrender to the divine full moon. To bring this into fruition, you have to surrender. Follow the two intuitive hints that you're given. Stop talking yourself out of it. Stop convincing God that he or she don't know what they're talking about, right? Because they do, okay? They do. They do. I'm also picking up too, you will come to understand magic. You will come to know magic and the reality of what magic is. Okay. I'm hearing that your future self is telling you that um you actually have much to learn about yourself when it comes to magic and what it means to be like spiritual, rather than more, because that tower card talks about kind of like institutions. What does it say? Institutions, government, corporate, um that's that kind of vibe, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like whatever constructs you've built your relationship ideals on, it's going to be challenged, or it has been challenged. The divine is saying that that's the way that you succeed in this situation is by surrendering. I also feel too, if you recently lost a job or getting ready to end something, a career of some sort, then you are wondering how you're going to provide for yourself, or like, you maybe you get into retirement, but you're like, man, I don't know if that's going to be enough, and you're thinking about that. They're saying that you need to surrender to the divine feminine. Okay, so if you're coming into union with the person, trust that what that person is bringing is going to be great assistance in balancing out your fears in the situation, what you're fearing in the situation. But also, I feel like there's going to be something about you learning creative pursuits. That's why I said you're going to learn about your own magic. Okay, things other ways that you can make money. It's like if you've done something for a long time, sometimes we can get stuck in the idea that this is what I do for money, right? And when it's time to do something else, it can seem a little daunting. So what I'm hearing though is that because you don't know, because there's still a lot of questions about what you're going to do, how you're going to do, or whatever the case may be, they're saying you have to trust. You have to trust. Like, take that leap, okay? Black moon, Lilith, mystery, surrender to the divine, full moon. That's a huge feminine energy popping up, just like, yo. I'm also hearing that somebody could be literally, clear warning, okay? Red flags. Okay, I'm hearing that. I'm gonna just tell you what I hear. Your future self says someone is going to try to trap you somehow, okay, so that you can't birth this thing that you want to birth, okay? So, yeah, that's a secret from the future. Someone's going to try to set you up or trap you, okay? So, stick to what you say so that you don't place yourself in any weird situations, okay? All right. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. Black Moon Lilith. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all, someone is aware that you're considering other options. If you don't want to blow up, you need to make your decision. That's that. Okay. Blue Moon Lilith. Blue Moon Lilith. The Tower. Again, yes, a reckoning. I'm telling y'all, that's exactly what I'm saying. Uh it because of the mystery, the secret is about to be out. So, or the secret is out, I should say. The Tower is in the upright, so that means that there's a sense of kind of like a revelation happening, divorce taking place. Even I did speak on divorce, so there could be something that's happening. So if you are in a relationship, your future self is saying that a major event is about to take place, and I think that you're being called to action. You're being called to action by your future self. Hey, this thing is going to be pretty hard to clean up if you don't move now. Okay. I'm also picking up that some of you may be going through bankruptcy. Just know that that's something that's going to be healed. You don't have to really worry too much about it. If you lean into your future, it's going to be okay, because by filing for bankruptcy, you're taking the step to free yourself from whatever was binding you. So just trust that you're moving in the best direction forward if you've made that decision. Okay. All right. So surrender to the divine. Surrender to the divine. Yep. See, excessive control, father issues, rigid. Okay. So I feel like, yes, definitely Emperor in reverse would mean that, you know, there's some not so honorable ways that maybe you're going about things right now, or you're trying to excessively control the situation so that you can be like, I feel like someone is trying to map a way out of something. Okay, that's what this message is about. You're trying to like plan your way out of something, but honesty and forthrightness is going to be the best way to do this. I also feel too that um your future self is saying that if you continue to try to control and dominate moving into the future, you there's more opportunities that are going to be tainted, okay? Because too much control over another entity creates imbalance, okay? I'm hearing deal with the concept of like, I think there's something here about like it's making me think of like military couples, or like, yeah, like military couples or police officers and their spouses, whatever. It just feels like a lot of times there'll be a party that's more independent on the other person, and that creates a environment of control, manipulation, domination, even. So I think that you may be being warned about these behaviors. Excuse me, but also I think that you may be being warned about your fears. Okay, because I know I feel like you have like, had a dominating parents, if you had dominating parents who didn't make you feel like you had control over your life, then this makes you excessively question or want to have excessive control over things. Okay, because you don't want to experience loss or heartbreak. You feel like if you control it and dominate it, or even, and this can come off as very narcissistic to me. So you could have developed some narcissistic qualities from parents. Your future self is saying that these don't have to be. Actually, it's saying, I'm telling you this because you need to know this as you move forward. You need to know it as you move forward, that this is a thing for you. Okay. That you do attempt to dominate, or you do attempt to control things too much, and that it does create continuous anxiety for you, honestly, is what I'm picking up. Lessen your anxiety by surrendering a little bit of control. Okay, lessen your anxiety by surrendering control a little bit. Let's clarify the tower here. Fox, yeah. Yeah, self-interest. Remember, we we're talking about trying to get out of a situation, but maybe like not being 100% forthright with it, being kind of sly with it, with the fox. Yeah. So that's going to be found out. If you're not the person, then it's someone around you. And this is it's going to be shaky. It's going to shake you if it's not you and you're surprised by this. But just allow yourself to, allow yourself to just remain grounded. That's what I'm hearing. Just allow yourself to express your emotion, but just remember, if it's ending, it's ending, and it's ending to usher you to something new. Now, for another group of you, this Fox card says that you have stealthily somehow found out about some indiscretions. Okay, and this is saying that you have to be very careful. This is one of your ways that you control people, is by monitoring them. Okay, or someone monitoring you. This is very, very, very interesting. Okay. So they're saying this behavior can't move with you into the future. Okay. Even though it seems like it's been able to keep you safe for a long time, the lesson says that, has it really? Has it stopped you from being hurt? Has it stopped people from doing what they want to do? Or is it just letting you know that it's happening? Like, it hasn't stopped anything from happening. It just lets you know it's happening. Right. So anyway, so your need to know, or your need to control, or something like that, they're saying that needs to die. You need to put more trust in God, in the universe, whatever your thing is. You put more trust in the angels, your higher self, the person that you aspire to be, the person who is in a loving, trusting relationship and doesn't have to monitor their partner. Okay. All right. So there's that. So let's see. Clarify this domination card here. Yeah. See, that's you showing up as the man. But I mean, you don't have to be a man. You could be a masculine energy, or like I said, you could be dominating in general. I mean, that's a masculine vibe. So tornado is showing up here with this man. So I do feel like this thing you have to destroy. You have to liberate yourself from this pattern. Okay. With the tornado there, it's definitely feeling like, it creates more problems than it really solves. Okay. Whatever these behaviors are, you're about to have a tower moment for sure. Okay. And now your revelations that you get from this can be super valuable, but you'll only get out of them what you're willing to get out of them. Okay. By that, I mean, if you're willing to take the advice and the guidance of the circumstance, and that means that you're going to have to release some dominating or controlling behaviors and surrender more to the fact that you really can't stop yourself from being hurt unless you just sit in the house and don't go nowhere. What do they call those people who like won't leave their house because they're scared that something's going to happen, like every time they step out? Hard life to live there. Okay. So let's see what your guidance is here, what they have for you for guidance. Thinker. Yeah, somebody's definitely overthinking. They say, rest your mind, child. Rest your mind, child. Whoever you're looking at is a loyal heart, or whatever you're looking at is true to your being. Okay. I do feel like that you don't have to worry so much. Don't worry so much. And I think that the thinker card is also here saying that think about, especially since we're talking about domination, monitoring partners and things like that, think about how much energy, effort, like, I mean, money for equipment, I imagine, that is invested in just trying to make sure that whether or not you're being hurt or lied to or cheated on or whatever. Okay. So With Aquarius, I do feel like that's also technology, I mean, not just internet, but that's definitely technology. So you or a person around you could totally be um into that stuff like IT. My kid's dad is into IT, so yeah, so that could be IT as well. So if you're tracking people or like monitoring them, then this is saying that you're about to have some type of tower moment, because it feels as if your future is telling you that you already been warned about it, but you didn't necessarily make the change when it was necessary, like you resisted change. And so you're about to have this thing. It needs you to think about why it's happening. Okay, the future self is telling you to really tune in and think about why this is happening. What's on the bottom? Loyal heart. Okay, yeah. Because instead of allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you decided to protect yourself with whatever this thing is. Now that's going to have to break down, and you'll see you'll see that all along all it was needed was the heart. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know why that message is coming out that way, but it just is. Okay, it's just like that. Because I'm hearing what could have been with the thinker card, like what could have been or something like that. Okay, so I'm not sure how that plays out for you guys, but it does feel like it's a little uncomfortable. Okay, all right. That's group 4. And let's finish up with 5. I wonder, do you guys like the longer readings? Some people like longer readings. I don't mind them. So, group 5 with the black tourmaline. All right, so black tourmaline, protection, grounding, you know what I'm saying? Boundaries. I also feel like just in general, like toughness, you know what I'm saying? Um, okay, let's see what else comes. Toughness, and I just heard blackness. Okay, blackness. Let's see what the past self wants to say via Isis and Anubis. Goddess of 1,000 names. Endless emanations of the priestess. Okay. This is talking about, for someone, a partner or partners, projects, ideals, concepts showing up in different manifestations. Now they're talking about a maybe a person. I'm literally seeing like a shape-shifting person. So it's almost as if that energy keeps repeating in people in your life. Okay. um Plug my laptop up on the last card. Okay, so let me do that. I don't know why I didn't in the beginning. Okay, guys. So yeah, so you have something manifesting again and again and again. And now, like I say, this is shape shifting. So a person's energy or the lessons that they were meant to teach you could be repeating over and over and over in your life, showing up as different people, things like that. Yeah, it's like you can label it whatever you want to label it, but until you look at it and taking the lesson, this is talking about somebody really operating from a super analytical mind for some reason. It's saying you in the past could have the tendency to try to put a label or a name on things instead of just experiencing them. And once you experience them, then you're more able to put them in a place, okay, or whatever that means. Anubis comes with the tree of life, Bast, Anubis, and Osiris, okay, and then the Nile, sacred archetypal element of water, okay. Yeah, there's definitely an emotional lesson that has been presented over and over and over. Surrendering, surrendering to love, surrendering to your true emotions. Because Bast and Anubis are here. Anubis is up in the tree. Bast is here with him. And it's almost as if she's attempting to tempt attempt the serpent, right? So it's like the other way around, right? She's tempting the serpent. And to free you, to free you. Now, if you think about that, there must be something that a person has, or this energy that you've been interacting with, it has something very healing for you, some admission for you, some truth for you, right? And they've been painting it for you over and over, but I feel as if you haven't really truly accepted these feelings before. We have 4 and 4 here, so we have 4 and then we have 22, so we have 4 4. I do feel like this is about like foundations and um what you think about building a family. And I feel like it's roles, because the 4 of Wands is often to me the pillars, the things that are most important to you when building a home or a family or a project or whatever the case may be, right? It's the foundation and those pillars. These pillars could be anything. Like, what are the 4 most important things to you? What do you think about when you're building a family? What do you think is most important? You could say, well, I think that one pillar is balanced parents who have an agreed concept of how they want to raise the kids. Then you might say one pillar is, oh, we need to have flexibility and freedom to travel. Okay, so whatever your pillars are, it's like that has been challenged multiple times, because it seems like it doesn't create a solid foundation. Whatever it is that you're saying that is your pillars, it doesn't necessarily create a solid foundation. So your past is here telling you that you have wound yourself up before to try to keep whatever these feelings or thoughts at bay, and they're asking you, please don't make us have to repackage this again. We don't want to repackage it again. So the past is definitely telling you to go ahead and like unleash the waters. The Nile has such good, like, those nutrients at the bottom of the Nile, like, what is it, there's different things that you get down there, but you have like black sea salt sometimes comes from the Nile. Different types of clays come from the Nile, healing clays and things like that. So not only that, but the waters as well. People go to the waters for healing baths and things like that. So whatever this thing is meant to give you a new beginning. It's meant to help you cleanse emotionally, to give you a new beginning. Mm-hmm. Don't try to have to listen to that no more. Meant to help you purge, okay? Purge, get things out. So I definitely feel like this is definitely with not just like family, but also partners, even coworkers. You may be they're talking about a little bit of volatility is what I'm picking up on. It's all these different emotions that and outward expressions that manifest from repressing your true feelings, okay? Yeah. Excuse me. All right, so let's clarify these and see what they have to say. For the goddess of 1,000 names. Moving on, okay. There's definitely some forgiveness. I do feel like too. What? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is also talking to you about the layers that you can peel off of yourself. We come into life with a certain energy, and as we grow, there's things that we just kind of have to like go ahead and just zip that suit off, let that emanation of myself go, and let zip this off and let that emanation of myself go. So this is talking about forgiving yourself, perhaps. Okay, maybe someone is feeling stagnant because of choices that they made or versions of themselves that existed in the past. So this past self is asking for your forgiveness. Yeah, this past self is asking for your forgiveness. The way that they handled their emotions, or the way that they behaved. They repressed a lot of things. They even tried to harm other people because they just didn't want to accept the way that they felt. Okay. Or they were scared to accept it. Okay. So your past self is apologizing for giving up on things that could have been important. You know what I mean? For you, for giving up on people that wanted to love you. It feels like, I do feel like, also for not accepting opportunities for change and growth. Your past self is apologizing for passing up opportunities for growth and healing. Okay. So what about the tree of life from the past self? Strength of will. Okay, okay. Yeah, see, they're saying that they're sorry for not going getting in there with you. Okay. For coming, maybe even fighting against you, right? Fighting against you. um I do feel like they stagnated you. You feel your past self, and this is something that you may be thinking about, and that's why they're here apologizing, because they really want your forgiveness. They want you to forgive yourself for the choices that you made that kept you stagnant, that wouldn't let you move forward, okay, in the way that you really wanted to. Um Yeah, I'm really, this is Cancer energy, but I'm really feeling like you gave up on how you felt. You gave up on loving, like you gave up on love, and your past self is just apologizing. Like we didn't really mean to like give up on it. Like we didn't mean to abandon love altogether. I'm also hearing something about you didn't mean to separate or isolate yourself from family. Okay, so they're saying that too. So maybe maybe a reunion with family members too is happening for you guys soon. But either way, your past self is apologizing. They know they know that they aligned you. They sent you on a path of like continuing that same behavior instead of helping you nix it. Was there many times that you could have cut it out, right? That they could have stopped doing the same thing. All right. So let's clarify the Nile with the Queen of Coins in reverse. Yeah. Tending to self, jealous, shallow, possessive, work home imbalance, ambitious, and manipulative. So again, I think that this is talking about, yeah, you didn't feed into yourself. The past self feels like they just didn't give enough to self, right? And then when they were lacking, they went to take from others instead of just giving to themselves. Okay. So this is something that you did. This is something that your past self is making clear to you that was taking place, and they're apologizing. Yeah, they're apologizing for one being indecisive as well, not following the heart. Okay. I also just feel like again that possessive energy that group 4 had is showing up here. So with the Nile, it's just the reason we seek to possess other people is because we just feel out of control of a situation. Okay. So they're apologizing. This is why that happened. This is why I manipulated you, or this is why we ghosted that person. This is why we didn't take that job offer. This is why we didn't make that offer towards that other person. So this is what your past self is apologizing for. Like we realized that we could have done something. We could have made some action in many situations, and we didn't. And I don't know why, but it's like, now you got to pick up the pieces. I don't know if that's a song, but that's just how I wanted to do it. So they're saying they realize that you've had to do a lot of work to heal that. And they just, they're thanking you for doing the work to get through that. But they do realize that, you know, that they made a big hill, a big mountain for you. Let's take that. Yeah. So the fire element, inspiration, I do, oh yeah, lots of healing. I think you may also be trying to reignite, because the 8 of Cups here, or the 5 of Cups here with the okay, so the 5 of Cups clarifying this is definitely saying that you are overcoming these things, right? You're accepting these things that took place still. Okay. Not seeing them as mistakes, but just choices. As I talked to my client yesterday, said you're not seeing them as mistakes, but there's choices that were made that led to a certain series of events. Okay. So with the element of fire here, I do feel as if though there is a sense of being able to restart something. Okay. In the past, I do also feel that they're telling you that some things that seem like they were bigger than you, like you were undeserving, or there was nothing you do to get on that level. This is also something that they're apologizing for. They said that was all, it was all lies. It was all lies. And we really, really, really acted in that energy, is what your past self is saying. Like I was really acting in that energy as if it was true when it wasn't. It wasn't true that I wasn't enough, or that, it was just sex, or it was just money, or this person was just healing, or whatever. Like whatever excuses that were made up, they're like, man, they were all lies. And they're all lies. Right? The Chariot, the Tree of Life, and the Chariot. Okay. Yeah, so the geese showing up definitely says that you got stuck in a cycle, and that you weren't necessarily ascending because, like I said, there was behaviors that, or people showing up, or situations showing up, and it was like unconsciously just creating the same thing over and over, pretty much. With the broom here, you are now coming to the place. I feel they're saying, we see that you're now at this place and that you're cleaning it up. Remember I said, they said now you have a mess to clean up, and then the broom card comes out. They say, know that where you're going, you don't really need any of what we was doing. You don't need any of that. You know what I'm saying? They're saying where you're going, you can have faith in what's happening. Okay. They're saying you can have faith in it, because the moment, as a matter of fact, I feel like you actually have cultivated some sense of direction and some sense of faith, right? They're saying that you can trust it, and whatever the hard stuff was, or will be in the future, it's over just as quick as it starts. They're like you've gone through all these different things, and now you really, really can see that when things happen, they start and then they're over. They start and then they're over. That time between them can be longer or shorter, but in essence, they're gonna start and they're gonna end, right? So it just says things will be a lot better once whatever this kind of like cleaning this up is, things will be a lot better once this is over. Self-focus. I'm also saying that in the past they say you settled a lot for things that were not fully satisfying. Okay, they were not fully satisfying, but they did nurture the wounds that you were still behaving. You're being influenced by. Okay, so that's also another apology they want to offer you. Like, man, we know we set you up with this person or this thing and this, but it's really not you. It's not for you. This is what you're supposed to have. And we sorry for confusing you or making you feel like that's all you could deserve. Clarifying the Nile and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, we have the mutable signs showing up as an end of a season. Yeah, so you're closing this up. I also feel like you're seeing both sides of a situation, or seeing all the sides of yourself with a goddess of 1,000 names. There's different versions of you. You're seeing all these versions of you and how you've adapted over the years, how you adopted certain behaviors and things like that. We apologize. We didn't mean to do that to you. That's what they say. We didn't mean to. But the end of the season is there. And then we have rabbits here saying that there's definitely a new beginning. So I love it. I love it when the cards just go ahead and tell us that, hey, we know we did it, but we sorry. And here's a new beginning. Okay. So, ooh. Ooh. Your parallel self is saying death is the healing. We just said it's the end of a season. You got the broom here, so you're cleaning up things that just are uncomfortable, or you don't want no more. You just like, I'll be better without this thing. They're saying that this death is exactly what you need to heal. So I'm using the liminal space deck for the parallel reality, because liminal space is talking about like you transitioning from one thing to the next. In my last video, I talked about liminal space being like a hallway or a waiting room, or like the hallway, waiting room, stuff like that. Where you enter in from outside, and then you have to wait before you get to where you're trying to go. So this is where you are, and that's kind of like what your parallel self is telling you, is like you're kind of in this tunnel right now, but by looking at all the darkness, like keep your eyes open. Don't close your eyes walking through this darkness. Keep your eyes open, because everything that's happening as you transition this through here is valuable and is healing. Okay, and they want you to know that when you reach the light out, when you reach the end of this tunnel, and you look back, the tunnel won't even exist anymore. So it's something about, like, remember we talked about it being over, when it's like being feeling better when it's over. It's saying when you turn around, as soon as you step out of the tunnel and you turn around, the tunnel won't even be there no more. So you'll be so far removed from it, literally, like in this space. Now you will just have to let your emotions in your mind do the same thing. Okay. You know how sometimes when things end, it takes us a long time to really close the door. That's what this is talking about. Death is the healing. So really letting this door close and having faith that when you do close it, it's closed. It's closed. Okay. Okay. I'm too saying too, there's for someone else, there's a message about the light can only come so far into the tunnel. So you have to be making your way to meet the light. Okay. The light can only travel so far into the tunnel. Now, this is making me think of, like, you remember Hercules when he jumped into that pool of souls or whatever, and he just started withering away, because he's technically diving into the underworld, right? And he's immortal. So he jumps in and he's diving, he's diving, he's diving, and he only made it so far, right? Like, before he started feeling weak and like drained and like he was being attacked. So this is also talking about, and I'm gonna get deep with you, your assistance in this realm and from other realms can only come so far into your darkness. You have to come closer to the light for them to be able to reach you, is what your parallel self wants you to know. They're trying so hard to get to reach you, but there's just so much darkness and there's so much distance between you and them. So your parallel self, if they're saying there's distance between you and themselves, then you and your higher self are out of whack. You're not really processing it properly. Okay. And I also feel like maybe you're not even making time to, you're not sitting, maybe you're not meditating, or maybe you're not doing any type of practice that helps you translate the messages and get the things out that need to get out. Okay. They can only come in so far. This also speaks to, I'll just put it out there, your high vibrational friends, those opportunities, those interactions that would make you feel good and just add some little joy to your life. It's saying that we can't send all of our angels into hell. We can't, and now whether it's a person or an experience, we can't send our angels into hell and have them looking for you down there. You have to come out of hell a little bit so that we can catch you. Now that's making me think of um something of dreams with Robin Williams, the movie where his wife died and he had to go, like, he went into her painting after he passed away. He went into her painting and saved her from the underworld, but she had to start accepting, she had to remember him, like she had to remember his goodness, she had to remember his heart, she had to remember the love that they shared, she had to come out of grief and depression and all this stuff, like she had to come out of all this stuff in order for him to be able to even help her get out of there. I don't remember what that movie was called, something to remember, something like that. But that's this concept. He went in there though. He was willing to stay in all that darkness and sadness and depression. He was in there. He was like, all right, well, hey baby, we in here, we gonna do this thing. And in that moment, she was able to come to, like, I guess in that moment, anyway, soon enough, she was able to come to and realize that the sacrifice that he was making for her. So that's kind of like a vibe. So I don't know who that's for, but that's a vibe. We don't need to clarify that. That's said enough. So let's see. We have 11th house of friends. Again, I said your angels. I haven't seen any of these cards, y'all, and I know that's hard to believe because they've been killing me with the spot on this, but that's just how the spirit guides be working these days. Anyway, 11th house friends. Okay, I said angels can't keep coming into the underworld to bring you out of depression, to bring you out. They need you to come to the light a little bit so that they can assist you. Okay, a new start is coming, new moon. Now, thank y'all, because y'all just be doing the most. But okay, so you have people showing up for you apparently in the near future. There are some people showing up for you because you've decided. Your future self is saying, "Man, thank you, bro. Thank you for coming to the light because we really wasn't understanding. We really couldn't. We didn't know what was going on. So thank you. Thank you for stepping out." Now, some of you may have had to ask for help. So look at the card though. Look at how they're embracing this person. And that person is kind of stoic, as if like, they're still adjusting to the fact that people are around them, hugging and loving them and caring for them. So it's interesting. It's an invitation too. Number 11 is always an invitation for me. So you could get an invitation to an event, and they're saying that you should go because there's a very beautiful new beginning there that's going to happen. That's where they're talking about come out of the darkness, come out, go blingle, go have some fun because we have a new beginning for you. Okay. Um, I've also heard that people don't even know where to find you. They don't even know where you at. Like, okay. All right. 11th house, a new start is coming. Honestly, those messages are very clear too. Let's go ahead and clarify them though, just in case the future has some more for you. What do you want to tell about the 11th house? Because the 11th house is also not just the friends, but how you're relating to people. So if you are closed off or kind of like isolating, then it's telling you like, hey, you got to come out because, how am I supposed to know? Like, how are we supposed to relate your needs and desires to people if you won't cooperate? 11th house, 11th house. 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay, yeah. So now these people. Okay, so I feel like you could say something or do something that does call in this attention to you, and give people a clear way about how they can help or assist you. Okay, that's beautiful. I also feel like, again, like I said, concrete action. So when you get this invitation, you must take it. This is your concrete action. Okay. I also just feel like people are going to be informed. People are going to be more informed about you and what you need and what you do, and whatever the case may be. Like if you've been in the dark in the dark chamber, people are going to be like figuring out, like I said, where you are, what you're doing, how they can support. It's all coming. It's all coming out. Okay, clarity of knowing for people. Yeah, I feel like there's like this little niggling, and my nose is itching, like like an intuitive knowing that something is needed over there, even if you don't necessarily come out. When that invitation comes and you accept it, then that almost is like a reset, and then people can respond to you differently because you're not hermiting. Now you have the 3 of Wands with a new start coming. Now that's beautiful, because it says here manifesting your dream, but it talks about your ships coming in. Like, it talks about leveling up. It talks about, forward progress. So like when you come out of here, like I said, the tunnel is going to be gone. Tunnel's going to be gone. Tunnel's going to be gone. The past will be over and you'll be ready to move forward. I dig that. I dig that. I dig that. Worth fighting for. At the bottom. Okay. That's beautiful energy too. So we have Aries energy here and we have Scorpio energy here. So I am picking up another message from the future that's saying that some decision is going to be made, whether it's made by you or someone else. And now, okay, a decision is going to be made or something is going to be expressed, clear, like spoken. Okay. Whatever this is going to give you the clarity that you need to move forward. Okay, it's going to give you the clarity, like it's going to close the door for you, finally give you some closure, I guess, and then it's going to allow you to kind of redirect your focus. Okay, now with the 3 of Wands over here, now I'm seeing that like somebody, I don't know, you could experience somebody else having a sense of happiness that you wanted or something like that. But okay, so you're going to have this kind of like envy or jealousy is talking about. And what is happening is they want you to pay attention to that and don't let it drive any action at the moment. Don't let it drive any intense thoughts either. But it's saying that it's happening and it's kind of like for demonstration purpose because it's getting ready to happen to you too. But you just really have to kind of like not go back into the tunnel. Okay, don't go back into the tunnel. Don't go back into the tunnel. That's what they want you to know. Okay, what about illuminations? Okay, so in the near future, you're going to be meeting somebody very, very, very exceptional, is what this says. A very exceptional person. Okay, I think that this is beautiful. It's just a new moon in general, so I feel like it's kind of like it's not a specific. It's a new beginning for you, and it's saying that there's no preset or predetermined like you don't have any predetermined understanding or knowledge of this, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it just feels as if there's also a sense of illumination, like a sense of surprise or spark that happens. We do have 11 though, so that's again another like maybe a surprise invitation, okay, to travel, to work together, something like that, to create something together. What about this focus, clarity of knowing from the future? They're telling you that all of this is right on the outside. Like as you step out of this, or even not even step out, but step closer to the light, step more and more into the light. All of this knowing is flowing over you. Stalemate, yeah. So you've been sitting there. So they're saying you have to make a move, please. Make a move. Stop delaying this. Stop delaying this and make a move. Mars, ruler of destruction. Yeah. So because if you delay it more, there's a tower. Okay. Then it sounded a lot like group 4, right? With that tower moment. But I do feel as if, with the friends, yeah, I feel like definitely letting down your guard. They're telling you, please let down your guard. Because there's a lot of good stuff coming in. Um, there's a lot of good stuff coming in. So let down your guard. That's what they're saying. Yep, butterfly behind it with metamorphosis and the grasshopper behind it. With the leap of faith, easygoing prosperity, and then magnet, everything that you long for and that you've been petitioning the universe for, asking and praying to God for, it's coming. So your move should be to position yourself by way of clearing your own energy, clearing your thought processes, being more sociable if you need to. Of course, being discerning about where you need to be, where you don't need to be, but it's definitely saying that there's a sense of like you having to get up and come meet this thing that's about to happen for you. All right, so let's close out this message here with some guidance. Oh, okay. Time for a nap. Okay, so the trickster mind is going to sleep. You're going to put it to bay for a little while. I also feel like too, your dreams are going to be significant for you at this time, as far as kind of like giving you like a step to take, because we did have the chessboard over here. So it does feel like, maybe there's a sense of quietness in your environment right now, or maybe you need to be quiet in your environment right now, because there is a sleeping fox. You don't want to wake the sleeping fox. Okay, swiper no swiping. Okay. I'm also feeling like rest easy, because actually opposition is looking the other way, or opposition is not concerned with whatever you're doing right now. Yeah, I think that's everything. I think that's it. Definitely a sense of harmony and peace, so you can really put those fears and everything to rest. That's what I'm really feeling like. It's time to put them joints to bed. Okay. So that's it. That's all I have for y'all. Okay. All right. So collective, let's see. Collective, one card for the collective to close out this entire reading. Ancestors, thank you so much. Angels, guides, source of everything, thank you so much for allowing me to be this channel today, and allowing me to speak with truth. Okay, that's a lot of cards. I'm going to take Michael off the top of here, and then I'm going to shuffle to see if they want to give you another message. Archangel Michael says to trust heaven. You are safe. Angels, stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. What else do you have for the collective? Green Tara, supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut and move beyond limitations. Trust. A lot of trust energy here. For the collective, please, for the entire body. Nothing else? Okay. All right. Mercury, open communication. So get a weight off your chest, speak up with love, and be heard. Okay, so there's your messages. I do hope that they found you well and that they can be applied. You're going to turn them into wisdom, okay? And you're going to live your best life, right? All right. So we just want to thank your past, your parallel, and your future self for being here with us today. We just want to thank them for their insight and their guidance. And we know that we're going to make ourselves proud. We're going to make our past, parallel, and future selves proud. With this information, we know that we can move forward empowered to actualize our future. Okay. All right. Peace.